Chris Wilder there, ready for tonight, I'm sure. Neil Redfern and Mark Wilson are inside Bramall Lane for us. Neil, Sheffield United recovering following a poor start to the season. And Chris Wilder has said that his players were psychologically damaged when he took over. Ruben Sayers, of course, their previous boss. Is that almost an insult, kind of damning, I guess, on Sayers' management as well? And how hard is it to turn things around when you've come into that situation as a boss?
Well, yeah, it is damning, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, it was a really tough time for Sellers. He didn't really get any sort of a tune out of the Sheffield United squad. For Chris Wilder, it was a massive task to turn it round. I mean, he's done it. But it took some tough decisions. It took some soul searching at times. You know, they've had to really work hard in the recruitment department to get the players in that Chris wanted. But you know what? He's done an absolutely brilliant job in turning this round. They're actually a side now that are a difficult side to play against. And obviously, you know, with this game tonight, it's a tough one for Middlesbrough. And that's because of all the work that he's done alongside Alan Miller's assistant.
Do you feel that they've still got a chance of reaching the top six, and what would they need to do to achieve that?
Realistically, no. I would say not. I mean, they need to go on an unbelievable run. You know, they can't lose too many more games now in the run up to the end of the season. But he's brought players in. You know, he's brought players in that can really transform a side. Calvin Phillips, Joe Rothwell. He's got Pat Bamford playing at his best again. He's got good young players in and around the squad. So it's looking a lot better for Sheffield United. And, you know, if they can do it, then, you know, you wouldn't back against Chris Wilder.
Mark, what about the home record? You know, Neil mentions they have to go on an unbelievable run. Form at Bramall Lane would be the bedrock of that, I am sure. How crucial could it be come the end of the season?
Oh, look, they've got to get wins wherever they can get them. I don't think it's not the points target that's necessarily the problem. It's the fact that there are so many teams between them and the points target that they need, and they're not all going to underperform. I think, as Neil said, they're going to have to be near perfect. Look, they've been good at home. What is it? Won 6 of the last 7 at home, unbeaten in 7 in the league. You know, they're doing well, but away from home is a slightly different story. So is the hope? Yes, there are. As Neil said, the likes of Bamford coming in, you just look back at that opening 10 game spell of the season. Realistically, I think it destroyed any chance, but win tonight and they can but dream.
And it would increase, I guess, the optimism, the hope, the confidence if they can win tonight as well. And that's going to be a big thing for them moving forward. But how do you stop this Borough side at the moment? Lots and lots of quality. How do you believe Chris Wilder will want his team to play tonight, Neil? Well,
I think the big thing for me, Hugh, is just how good that Middlesbrough are in transition. You know, how quickly they get round the opposition's box on limited touches, with speed, with pace, ball speed. So it's not so much when Sheffield United haven't got the ball. It's when they've got the ball and they're attacking and they commit bodies forward, because once they lose it, they can be around your box so quickly. Middlesbrough, they prove. You look at the goals for in recent games. They're a side that's white hot in front of goal, and they're going to have to be really, really switched on about that. The Blades.
Set pieces will be important too. Goals from corners. Sheffield United 12, Middlesbrough 10. That's the most out of all the teams in the Championship this season. I'm sure you've been through it many times on the training pitch. What's the best thing to do at a set piece to stop the ball ending up in your own net?
Well, you get anything in the way to stop it getting in there. You've just got to be brave, and you've got to be switched on. You know, ball goes dead, you come alive. And that is why these two sides are so good at set plays, because they're switched on, they're organised, and when the ball comes in, they attack it. And they're brave, they get on the end of things, and you know, you've got to be brave to stop it.
And for Borough tonight, and I know the first goal is going to be very important, how important is it for them that they don't think too far ahead, and that game against Coventry next week isn't in the back of their minds?
Yeah, I mean, that's the worry, because they almost think that, you know, the season's going to end at the Coventry game. You know, they've got a lot of games to play from now to the end of the season, and there'll be some ups and downs. Some games you expect to win, they don't. There'll be games where they don't think they're going to get much, and they'll win, and they've got to ride it, and that's the nature of the Championship.
big game coming next weekend, but they can't, as you mentioned, I think too far ahead. Middlesbrough. It's a massive evening at Bramall Lane. Flames shoot into the sky. A win for Borough at Sheffield United, who they're resurgent on their own patch at the moment, but it would take Borough to the summit of the Championship table ahead of that title showdown with Coventry in a week's time. It is your live and exclusive EFL action on your home of the EFL Talksport 2. Sheffield United versus Middlesbrough in the company of former Leeds United manager Neil Redfern and Talksport's Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Hugh. Electric atmosphere here at Bramall Lane. All four sides of the ground look on expectant, hoping that their team is going to get the victory. For Sheffield United, losing out in the playoffs last year, well, the playoffs look a long way away at the moment, but a win tonight will raise hopes that an end-of-season charge is still on for Chris Wilder's side. For Borough, well, it's simple. They win tonight, they'll go top, and they would go to Coventry next Monday, live on Talksport Network, top of the Championship. But it's not going to be easy against the Blades side, who have been in fine form and are buoyed by the return of Patrick Bamford from injury. He starts up top in place of Tom Cannon. It's the only change that either side make tonight. Michael Cooper in goal for the Blades. It's Sariki, Tanganga, Bindon and Burrows at the back. Arblaster and Peck holding, with Brooks in form, 3-3 for him, alongside O'Hare and Harmer behind Bamford, who leads the line. And the big news for the Blades, it's a strong-looking bench that contains the new signings Calvin Phillips and Joe Rothwell. For Middlesbrough, they're unchanged following their win. It was a fifth successive league win. They've been flying of late. Solbrin in goal. It's Britton Ayling, Malanda and Target at the back. Brown, Morris and Hackney across the middle, with Whittaker and McGree alongside Tommy Conway up top. And they too look very strong on the bench. The likes of David Strelak and Jeremy Sarmiento to call upon if needed. It's Middlesbrough in their change strip, the white shirt with the dark sleeves and the dark shorts. It's the red and white stripes of Sheffield United with the black shorts and black socks. We do kick off a minute later here at 8:01. That is in respect to the EFL's campaign that every minute matters, and the need to know and to be able to perform life-saving CPR. Over 400,000 people have learned CPR since the campaign launched 2 years ago. So we'll get underway a minute or so late here. The two teams in a huddle. Neil Redfern, you've been part of many teams that have gained promotion. Borough are on a charge at the minute. What are they saying in their little huddle right now?
Yeah, I mean, look, it'll be much more of the same for Borough. They're a side playing with confidence. They're right in the height of the powers as regards wins and performances, and they'll be relishing this game. Both sets of players will be relishing this sort of football. It's a packed crowd, big obviously crowd for Sheffield United, sell out almost, but I think whichever side gets on the front foot is going to make an impact into this game. It's a massive game for both teams.
It is indeed. Kim Hallberg and Chris Wilder look on as the Greasy Chip Buddy song rings round Bramall Lane. Home sections pretty much packed to the rafters. It's another massive week of sport on the Talksport Network. Last night we brought you the Super Bowl. Tonight we're live and exclusive in the EFL, and for the next 3 nights we're across every single bit of Premier League action. The only place you'll hear all 10 games is on the Talksport Network, starting tomorrow night. Chelsea Leeds live on Talk Radio, one of 4 live commentaries. We're underway. Sheffield United defending the Cop End away to our right hand side. Their goalkeeper Michael Cooper all in yellow, as is his opposite number Solbrin, who's away to our left in front of a pack to the rafters away end. Borough will head the ball away. Sidney Peck gets it down. Now the ball brought forward by our blaster. He spreads it wide, and Sheffield United looking for an early opportunity here. Brooks will ease the ball out wide to Sariki. Back to our blaster, and the Blades chased down by Borough back on halfway here as they look to move it to their left. Harrison Burrows feeds it out wide on the Sheffield United left, but it's miscontrolled, and now the break could be on, and driving forward was Morris momentarily. He left it for a second for Hackney, and Hackney now will continue the run. He's got McGree with him if he needs him. He'll feed it to the left-hand side. Whittaker waited in the box for a cross, but Middlesbrough just showing there that on the transition they are quick to break, but Sheffield United got back well in the end and forced Borough away from goal. But just an early warning there for Sheffield United that if they're going to gamble in the middle of the field, Neil, Borough are going to try and hit them hard.
Yeah, anything that's loose in possession, both sides pounce on.
Yeah, no, it's just happened the other way. Blades trying to do to Borough what they've done, but it's won back nicely, then lost again. It's all a little bit harum-scarum. Sidney Peck, drop of the shoulder, goes past one. Feeds it wide to Harmer. Harmer gets it left hand side of the box, opted to feign to put the cross in. Now he'll just square it in front of goal about 30 yards out. They'll go back now, and it's with Tanganga. He feeds it wide to Sariki, wide on the right, looks to get up against McGree takes it off him and will ease the ball away to safety. But a frantic opening couple of minutes, and Neil Redfern, both sides showing if they can go forward, they're going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's forced a couple of errors from both sides so far. I mean, the pressure on the ball is immense. As soon as they lose it, they're after it, counter press. Both sides looking to break quickly. But I think from Middlesbrough's point of view, they'll be quite pleased that they've settled into this. They've got to the pace of it already.
Yeah, they have indeed. Ball played forward is won by Bamford, who was a doubt with an ankle knock, but he looks good as the ball now feeds to O'Hare down by the byline. Can he find a red and white shirt? He tried to lay it back to Harmer, and Borough will be relieved that they've got it and they'll thump it towards halfway. But Bamford's inclusion, a big one, Chris Wilder said, just gives them something to play into when they're in a bit of trouble, and we know all about his goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a fantastic player. I mean, he's a player as well that you can go into and it sticks, so you can get past B with your passing. You know, he looks to pull out on the shoulder of defenders. He's up against Luke Ayling at the moment, somebody who knows really well. There'll be a little bit of banter going around there, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, here is O'Hare, edge of the penalty area, feeds it wide. Here's Harmer now. Harmer on the overlap to Burrows, pulls it back. It bounces off a Borough defender, back to Harmer. 25 yards out, go for the curling shot. He's seen late and beaten away by Sol Bryn. Good save, it was a good height for the keeper. Danger not yet over, it's back into the 6-yard box, not cleared away. Sidney Peck hits it, and he slices it wide. Well, Sidney Peck's been in great form. He'd want that one back again. Great start from the Blades, but it's still 0-0.
Yeah, fantastic from Sheffield United. All about ball speed, moving the ball quickly, unlimited touches. Harmer started so well on this left-hand side. It's a great pass across the box to find O'Hare, who breaks into the box. There's good cut back, well defended in the end by Borough. But they've started so well, Sheffield United.
Well, they have. A Bryn save, the first of the night. Ball headed forward again. Here is Bamford. This time his touch just slightly heavy. And Hayden Hackney will get Tommy Conway away down the left. Here is Hackney driving forward again into the edge of the area. Tried to pull it back for Riley McGree, but there was Arblaster to take it away from danger. And now he looks for the ball back. Knees up towards halfway. Invites the challenge. Feeds it now to Gus Harmer. He drives forward down the Sheffield United left. 0-0 early stages. Ball in now. A chance for Bamford. Was he onside? The flag went up really late. The shot eventually was cleared off the line. It wouldn't have counted, but Borough were undone there. And early signs here that Sheffield United more than a match for their high-flying visitors.
I tell you what, brilliant play by Arblaster in midfield. Picked it up about centre circle-ish, drove with it, little give and go with his mate O'Hara, and just rolled the ball into Pat Bamford on the edge of the box. And he's so unlucky trying to chop that ball back onto his left foot, and it's blocked in the end. Linesman's flagging, but they're in really good form in these early stages, Sheffield United.
Yeah, mentioned a busy week of Premier League action. Best thing to do is get that Talksport app downloaded. You're going to certainly need it tomorrow night, because Chelsea Leeds is on Talk Radio, Everton Bournemouth is on the Talksport app, Tottenham Newcastle is on Talksport 2, and West Ham Manchester United is live and exclusive on Talksport. So all bases covered, and if you've got the app, you can click on the live games. You'll not miss any of our live sport. Wednesday, Man City, Fulham, Aston Villa, Brighton, Palace, Burnley, Forest, Wolves and Sunderland, Liverpool. And on Thursday, Brentford against the leaders, Arsenal. And that just fires us up for some live FA Cup action at the weekend, and a whole host of it as well to get stuck into. Talksport 2, your home of live football. Here we're at Bramall Lane tonight. It's 0-0, and Whittaker steps away from a challenge, and it's 3-on-2 here. Hackney's got options. He's got Conway to his left. He gives it to Conway, has a touch and blazes it over. Huge chance there for Tommy Conway, who fires over. He hit the winner at the Riverside back in August, and he should have hit the target there.
Yeah, just caught a little bit light there. The Blades at the back. Brilliant play by Aidan Hackney. Drove fully 20 yards with the ball. It's a great little pick out to find Conway as well, and you're just waiting for the back of the net to ripple, and he's leaning back as he strikes it with his left foot, and that just clears a crossbar and lands in the crowd at the back of the goal. Great opportunity.
Yeah, it was indeed. But it remains 0-0 here at Bramall Lane, but the signs that it's all out attack from both sides. Sheffield United have to win realistically if they're going to remain in the hunt for that top six. Ball coming forward with the Borough again. Hackney over the halfway line, loses out to Harrison Burrows. Ball breaks kindly and it'll fall nicely into the path of Alan Brown. And here now is Matt Targett down the Borough left. He's been a really shrewd recruit for Middlesbrough, brought in on loan from Newcastle, and he's really added to this Borough side. Here now is Morris. Morris plays a no-look pass to Brown. And Conway was just stood on heels a moment there, and Sariki's just going to watch this go out over on the far side. But Borough certainly on the break, looking dangerous.
Yeah, they are. And again, I'll go back to the fact that, it's what he's brought to the club. To be fair, Kim Elberg, once they regain that ball in transition, limited touches, ball speed, in and around the opposition's box so quickly. Great example of that there with Aidan Hackney. It's a great touch to find Conway as well.
Yeah. Still 0-0. Ball with Conway on halfway, but he's deemed to have fouled Sariki, and it's a free kick. And for the first time, just a moment to stop and pause. 7.5 on the clock, 0-0 here. Mark Wilson with the former Leeds boss Neil Redfern, Hugh Wozencroft back at Talksport. Quickly taken free kick. Harmer takes it beautifully on his chest. He's into the penalty area, left hand side. He'll pull it back to the edge of the box. Side footed shot. Arblaster lacked a little bit of conviction, if I'm honest, and it's high, wide, and not so handsome, and still 0-0.
Yeah, he's a real get out for Sheffield United here on the left hand side of Hamer. It's a great ball to find him, a big diagonal. His touch is immaculate, fetches it down. He's always going to come inside on his good foot, his right foot, and he does that just to pull the ball back. And he's got to do a little bit better there, Arblaster. He's leaning back as he takes the shot. Finishing's been a little bit erratic from both sides early doors.
Yeah, it was. I must admit, I watched the Sheffield United warm-up attacking drill, and barring Bamford, everyone else seemed to be missing more than they were hitting the target, but they'll be hoping that's not the case tonight. 0-0 here. Borough on the attack. Hackney feeds it wide to Callum Britton. Britton lays it off back to Hackney. Hackney will find Morris. Morris just stands and waits for things to happen. He'll go back to Ayling. Ayling will go back here to Malander, who's under pressure, but he did really well, but tried to thread the eye of a needle, and he couldn't do it, and it's out for a throw-in, and Chris Wilder, acting as ball boy, will get it to Harrison Burrows, who will take it just in front of the Sheffield United dugout.
Yeah, I tell you what, great pressure from Sheffield United. Red and white shirts swarming all over the white-shirted players on the ball. So difficult to play through that.
Palmer's crossfield switch is a good one. Down the far side come Sheffield United, driving towards the edge of the area. Here's an opportunity now. Brooks gives it to Peck. Shot deflected away from goal, and it's a Sheffield United corner.
Yeah, he's a real threat. Brooks down that side, coming inside on his left foot, his good foot. Both wide players like to invert at times, and he finds Sidney Peck on the edge of the box. It's a well-struck shot, probably going on target, deflected wide for the corner. You have to say the Blades are the side that's making the most inroads into this game so far.
Yeah, they're the one attacking with a little bit more potency at the moment. Burrows will take the corner from the left-hand side. It's a left-footed corner, so it should swing away from goal. Floats it in towards the 6-yard box. There's a Blades head on it. Keeper should collect it under the bar, and that's exactly what Saul Bryn does. And he's got it on the attack here, and he's looking for Whittaker. Just had to wait a moment for the bounce, and across came Sariki, head it away. That was a beautiful delivery from Saul Bryn, and I think had Morgan Whittaker caught the flight of that ball, that could have been a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah, you could tell Sariki there, he sensed the danger. He knows what such a quality player that Whittaker is, and if he'd have got that ball down and started running at him, could have been all sorts of problems. But great spot from the keeper to find him, Bryn.
Yeah, Brown has got the throw in. No thoughts of a long throw. He's looking for a bit of movement in front of him. He finally gets some, and he gets the ball away to Ayling, who whips it across, glance header, and a comfortable save in the end for Cooper. It was Malander's glancing header, but Cooper had it covered and maybe didn't quite have the power to get past the Sheffield United goalkeeper. But that, a little bit of a chance out of nothing there. Good work from Luke Ayling.
Yeah, brilliant. Almost like a winger there with that ball in, just chopped inside on his good right foot, curled it in. It's a great header from Malander. Really unlucky. Good save from Cooper.
Yeah, ball played forward here goes O'Hare. He's dispossessed. There are appeals for a handball or a foul, but nothing given. Long ball forward is looking for Conway. Does well, wins a header, feeds it now to McGree. McGree finds Conway. Conway just couldn't get it out of his feet. He'll lay it off to Hackney. First time pass finds McGree. He's on the left edge, finds Target. 3 white shirts waiting in the middle. Cross comes in, it's beyond them all. Harmer is going to keep it in. He's played it dangerously there, and it's hacked back to Borough. Shot comes in, cross comes in, and in the end Brown's cross lacked a bit of conviction. That was harem scarum stuff there from Harmer, who tried to keep it alive but played the Blades into trouble. Now a ball the other way. O'Hare up against Melander. He has it, O'Hare. There's no support with him. He's just got to hold it up and wait for the red and white shirts to arrive, and they come now in numbers. 0-0 here. We've had round about 13 minutes, 12 minutes on the clock here. It's an electric start. Big night in the Championship as a chase for Premier League football intensifies. Harmer whips in a ball from the left. Ayling chests it down, says calm down everybody, and now Borough will look to play out from inside their own final third. I think Chris Wilder, well, he'll be happy they've got the ball back. Brooks won it back, but it was more by accident, and now he gives it away here, and there could be a chance for Bamford. Looks for Brooks, and the pass not really on, although Brooks has kept it in here, and eventually he's eased off it. Well, both ends, Neil, the defending's left a little bit to be desired at times, and that time it was Middlesbrough guilty of overplaying out, coming out of their own final third.
Yeah, I just think it's the energy that both sides play with when they go to attack. It's causing problems for both sets of defenders. Really not making good decisions.
Here's Sariki down the right for Sheffield United. 0-0. Goes to the byline. He's got past his man. Keeps it in. Pulls it back. Big chance. Brooks cleared off the line. Falls to the edge of the area. Might fall to Brooks again. Can he get out of his feet? Player goes down. And now Morris will look to clear it off his own byline, and Borough get it away from the edge of their area. But Sheffield United are asking questions. Close again go the Blades, but Borough on the counter going forward. Upended. Referee could have blown for a free kick, but here come Borough. They're playing out wide on the left. There's only Whittaker in the box here for Conway. He's on his own. He looks for Whittaker. Diving header straight at the keeper. What a chance that was for Middlesbrough. And Whittaker's header anywhere but at Cooper. It was 1-0 to the Borough.
I'll tell you what, it's almost like a basketball game, this, Mark. You just feel that at any point either side could score. Could be 3 apiece right easily. I mean, we've only played 13 minutes. Efforts at goal have been absolutely inundated. Both keepers have handled the ball really well, and it's important that they keep that clean sheet intact early doors. It's a fantastic game.
I thought that Whittaker's getting on the end of that was a beautiful ball from Conway, and I think anywhere else there, Neil, that is a goal, isn't it? He's the most relieved man in the building. Michael Cooper, it was straight at him.
To be fair to Whittaker, he's tried to put the ball back where it's come from, steer it back across Cooper into the far corner, but I mean, he's read it, the big goalkeeper, to be fair. But both sides creating really good chances.
Yeah, it is a great game. I think we expected goals tonight, given certainly the number that both sides have been scoring in recent weeks. And if we don't get any tonight, it's not going to be through lack of intent, is it?
No, exactly. I think the way that Middlesbrough break is fantastic. You know, like I said, limited touches. We've seen it on countless occasions now. In and around Sheffield United's penalty area, so quick.
Yeah, here is Alan Brown. He's got Britton on the overlap if he needs him, uses him as a decoy, feeds it to McGree. Oh, a bit too intricate, and eventually clear, but it hits McGree and it falls to Whittaker, who's going to shoot across goal, and it's inches wide of the far post. Keeper Cooper at full stretch. Both sides having real problems getting the ball out of their own penalty area, and Morgan Whittaker's shot was inches wide of putting Middlesbrough in front.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to be a little bit too clever there. Sheffield United playing little short balls, and it gets blocks and it ricochets to Whittaker, and it's a great opportunity, and he smashes it back across goal. He goes for the far corner, which is the right thing, but he misses the far post by a good foot. Should be hitting the target at least there.
Yeah, because if he makes the keeper make a save there, there's big trouble, isn't there, for Sheffield United, who are now back on the attack at the other end. Bamford wins the throw in.
That's a good battle, isn't it, Ayling and Bamford? Yeah. Obviously good mates.
Yeah, got promoted at Leeds, of course. Both have moved on to pastures new. Both thrived under the stewardship of Marcelo Bielsa. Here's Burrows, though, looking to put the ball into the box. Looks like he's got too much on it, and it does go out for a goal kick over at the far side, the far left as we look. Well, we've had nearly 16 minutes here, and it's gone in the blink of an eye. It is Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 0, but there have been 5 genuine big chances, and certainly Middlesbrough with that Conway shot and that Whittaker header may feel they should, despite probably being against the run of play, they should be in front.
Yeah, they should be in front. I mean, the quality of the chances have been exceptional from both sides. They'd have expected a goal by this point.
Yeah, Ayling's clearance blocked, and again, in fact, it was Britton whose cross was blocked, and again, teams just having a bit of trouble on the edge of their own 18-yard box. Ayling, though, finds Hackney, who gets it away, and forward come the Borough again. 4 white shirts flooding forward, looking to try and feed Whittaker. He's wide of goal, he's free, pulls it back onto his left foot. He's going to look to get the shot away. He maybe should have used Morris on the edge of the box there. That was a big chance there. Maybe needed to be a little bit more selfless there, Morgan Whittaker. And the ball played across and out for a throw-in, but that's another good chance for the Borough.
Yeah, his touch just let him down slightly there. Whittaker took him wide when really his touch needed to drop in front of him to take the chance. But they've opened Sheffield United up so many times so easily. And like I say, it's this direct play. It's almost straight line pass, straight line runs that get in front of that Sheffield United goal. Done it on 2 or 3 occasions now. Cracking start to this game. If anybody should ask you what's Championship football like, you say this.
Yeah,
this is what it's like.
It is. And you just get the feeling if we do get a goal, it'll just kick it up a level again.
Well, I think it'll ignite if we get a goal.
It's 0-0 at the moment. You're live on Talksport 2. Big week, huge weekend, week ahead of Premier League and FA Cup action. All to come across the Talksport network. We've got live Super League, that starts Thursday night as well. Plenty of live sport to get stuck into. Middlesbrough on the attack again. 0-0 here. There's the ball out wide on the Borough left. And probably just for the first time, there is a little bit of passing around on the halfway line, as though they're both just taking a breath at the moment before they set about each other again. Here's Callum Britton on halfway. Looks up, Whittaker's out wide on the touchline. Stood right in front of Chris Wilder. Ball now works its way forward. And now looking to play it in behind was Alan Brown, but it's cut out. Ayling finds Whittaker, beautiful first touch, finds McGree. He finds Conway. Conway in on goal, shoots and scores. Borough lead. Conway scores. Beautiful finish across the keeper, and nothing less than Middlesbrough deserves. Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 1.
Yeah, listen, that's all about the timing of his run. Conway, I mean, he doesn't get in there too early, leaves the space, vacates the space, and as soon as he gets free in the box, the ball's played through, he darts across his man, his first touch is good, and he strikes it unerringly back across Cooper into the far corner, and it's probably what they've deserved. They've started a little bit slowly, Sheffield United have made the running, but since then they've come onto the game, Middlesbrough, and they've showed the true credentials as promotion favourites, if you like, up there with all the front runners. It's a great finish, great strike.
I thought his second touch just invited the challenge, didn't it? But it almost made his mind up, and he hit it across the goal.
I tell you what though, Matt, he gets his body around it brilliantly. Just gets his body around it and smashes it into the far corner.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful flick pass that put him in on goal, despite the best efforts of the defence. It's Kim Hellberg's side that are in front, and the Borough fans' response was to instantly say, we are top of the league. Well, they need 3 points here to go top tonight above Coventry, and they have got the opening goal of the night. Tommy Conway, who scored at the Riverside against Sheffield United, has scored. I saw a lovely feature. I was up in the northeast last week. A lovely feature about Tommy Conway, been helping out a local charity, delivering beds for young people, maybe less advantaged people, and helping out with a bit of community work there. Well, he's delivering beds in the week, and he's delivering goals on a Monday night live on Talksport 2. What a finish it was, Conway. It's 1-0 to the Middlesbrough, and now Sheffield United need a response. I thought they were going to get a free kick there about 25 yards out, but the referee was having none of it, and Borough now are looking to attack again, and they'll get the ball wide. That's really good play. Ball out wide on this near side. Britton heads off, just sprints down the touchline. Whittaker peels away from him. Going to drive in a lovely ball flick from Conway, and it goes just the wrong side of the post. Well, that was half a chance. They just are all out attack, aren't they, Middlesbrough at the moment? Yeah,
they're such a potent side going forward. Pace, the touch is good, they pass well, they move well off the ball. Watching Conway's movement earlier on, prior to the goal, before he scored, and he's so good at timing his runs to get across defenders, and he did that for his goal, and he's doing it again.
Yeah, ball beaten away by Sheffield United. This time they will get a free kick because Adelson Malanda had a tug on the shirt, and that will be a free kick to Sheffield United. Be interested in the response now on it from the Blades. They dominated early on, but you have to say Middlesbrough have overpowered them the last 5-10 minutes. Yeah,
I was just going to say that, Mark. Be interested to see how they react, because they had probably the first 10-15 minutes of the game. Sheffield United, they had the chances, they got in some great positions, they were up for it, you could see that in full flow, But this is a blow. This is a little bit of a setback for them. They need to show some character now to get back on level terms.
Well, there's a free kick about 20 yards over the halfway line. It'll be played short now. Well, Harmer's going to pull it back to Burrows in the centre circle. He's going to stand one up towards the far post, and it's too deep. And I can't help there feel that Sheffield United overcomplicated that, and they end up with nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you could see what they were trying to do initially. They're trying to change the point of attack from the right-hand side to the left-hand side and create that space at the back. But the ball's far, far too big to get on the end of, and it just runs harmlessly out for a goal kick. They'll be pleased with this start, Middlesbrough, because they came under a little bit of pressure early on, and they've weathered it.
Middlesbrough playing out from the back. Conway a target. Tanganga trying to ease him off. Conway's beating into it. Keeper's out of position, but it was so wide that Conway couldn't get the shot away. He's kept it in on the far side. Needs support, Conway, and the ball eventually eludes him and goes out. But that was a foot race, and it was one that Conway was all over.
Yeah, he's actually done quite well there, Sariki, up against him, because he's so lively, Conway. He's got a turn of pace. You don't really see in him until he really opens his legs and he sets off. So dangerous when the ball's over the top and down the sides of the opposition.
Middlesbrough lead by a goal to nil. Goal coming on 19 minutes. Tommy Conway with a neat finish. That was almost a shot from Luke Ayling. It was a clearance from the halfway line, and Cooper had to backpedal to his 6-yard line and collected it in the end quite comfortably.
Yeah, he made it look easier than what it was, really. Didn't need to slip there. So that'd have been in the back of the net.
Yeah, now he didn't need to slip then either. He was waiting for players to come and close the ball down, and he got it away just in the nick of time. Blades fans appealing for a foul by Luke Ayling, who did look to have a shove into the back of Patrick Bamford. And Ayling now tries to play it out, and it's chested beautifully. Now Whittaker has it on halfway. He gets it away to Brown. Brown now finds here Riley McGree, who's having a big impact in that midfield at the moment. He's playing that number 10 role, isn't he? And everywhere he goes, he's getting the ball. Ball goes wide now. Target drives in across low. Maybe needed a bit more height on it than that. And Sariki now will sprint the other way, and now the counter could be on, but Ayling steps in. He read that beautifully. And he now goes wandering forward and then thinks, hang on, I better just do a U-turn here and wait for someone to take it off me.
Yeah. I tell you what, you forget as well that, Luke Ayling's a player that's been promoted out of this division before, played at a higher level, and he looks like a player that's played at a higher level at the moment.
Yeah, and now Middlesbrough got a free kick, because that was a little bit of a silly foul there from Sidney Peck, who saw the run of Hayden Hackney and blocked it rather agriculturally. Free kick midway between halfway and the edge of the penalty area. You're live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson, Neil Redfern, Hugh Wozencroft with you tonight. The EFL, your home of it is Talksport 2, and we've got so many big games to come between now and the end of the season in all the competitions. None bigger than next Monday night, Coventry against Middlesbrough. Top of the table shootout, whatever happens here tonight. But as it stands, it'll be Middlesbrough will be top, because Tommy Conway's goal has put them one up here, and they're on the attack looking for another one. A free kick's quite central. Blades holding a high line on the edge of the 18-yard box. What can Middlesbrough deliver here? Whittaker's going to float it to the far post. Adils gets in, Malander gets in behind them, heads it back across goal. It'll fall on the right-hand side. Ball given away. That looked like a foul by Hackney. It was, and that will be a free kick. Bamford falls to the ground. We've had 25 minutes here on Talksport 2. Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 1.
Yeah, I just feel, Mark, that Middlesbrough have just turned up the heat a little bit. They're explosive whenever they regain it. They break forward. 58% possession to Middlesbrough away from home against the top opponent. Some going.
Bamford has fouled Ayling, and that will be a free kick just inside Middlesbrough's half. They lead by a goal to nil. Game has just slowed down a little bit since that goal. Kim Hellberg is looking on, pointing out to his side. Chris Wilder would have been happy with how his team started, but maybe a little bit rueful they couldn't take one of the chances they created early in the piece.
I tell you what as well, Matt, I just feel that, some of them chances that Middlesbrough had, they've emptied the midfield too early. That's maybe what he's looked at as well, bringing the new recruits in, Phillips and Rothwell.
Yeah. Here is Morris, gets it away. Been impressed with Riley McGree tonight. He seems to be everywhere for Middlesbrough. Now he's on the ball again. He's got room to turn. He's got runners outside him. Might invite, they run down the left-hand side. There are 4 white shirts waiting in the box here. Chance maybe for the shot from the edge of the area is deflected. It'll go straight to Cooper. It was Hackney's effort. Lacked a little bit of finesse in the end, and Cooper will collect him. It's still 1-0.
Yeah, you have to say it's good defending as well from Sariki. It's not an easy customer to beat and go past. Stands up. He's very athletic. Doesn't let the ball come in the box.
Offside flag goes up against Sheffield United, and Bamford trudges back. He was a big doubt with an ankle problem. He got injured before the Oxford game. He's back tonight.
Well, at the moment, he's absolutely got no change out of Luke Ayling. It's been magnificent at the back.
Yeah, here's Brown on the turn. Feeds it wide to Britton. Middlesbrough midway inside their own half. Britton looking long. It takes a deflection off a Sheffield United player, but Whittaker's touch is impeccable, and then earns himself... Well, I thought he'd earned himself a throw-in, but I think the ball just brushed his boot as it went over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Sheffield United.
30,000 saying our ball.
Who are we to argue? Here at the back, Tyler Bindon has it. Had a bit of a shaky start to life at Bramall Lane, but it's given away by Cooper, and Hackney's touch was poor, and that saves Sheffield United because Cooper playing out from the back give it straight to Hackney, and if his touch is any good there, Neil, he's in on goal.
Yeah, so lax, trying to play out from the back. I mean, it's the curse of most teams, isn't it? You want to play from back to front, play through the thirds, but it's important that you don't give it away like that.
Yeah, that was fortuitous for Sheffield United that Hackney wasn't in on goal. Registered at the weekend, of course, in that win.
This is good play, by Middlesbrough. Just taking the heat out of everything. 1 and 2 touch, little triangles, working the ball through that central area.
And they work an opening here, and there could be a chance. Whittaker, edge of the area, drop of the shoulder, onto his right foot, wanted it on his left, and it's hacked away from him before he can get the shot away. But Middlesbrough at the moment, it's almost like a knife through butter. Every time they decide to go into the box, they seem to get into the box. Here they are again down the left. Conway has it, looks to lay it back, edge of the penalty area. Hackney's going to shoot. This time there's fizz on it, and it's into the side netting with Cooper at full stretch. It's still Middlesbrough leading by a goal to 0, but they are knocking on the Sheffield United door.
Yeah, just 2 things there. I mean, that ball gets cleared up to Bamford. It's too easy for him to come through Bamford and regain that. It's Ayling again. When they get round the box, they've got to get closer to people. Sheffield United is Hackney that dances his way around the edge of the box and gets the shot in. It's too easy.
It is still 1-0. And the Blades' chances have somewhat dried up, haven't they, in the last, since the goal, even before the goal. It's been all Middlesbrough. Tanganga's touch impeccable as the ball forward. He lays it off into the heart of the midfield, and Arblaster will collect it. Sariki's his out ball on the right. He's up to halfway before Conway's there. One thing we've said about Tommy Conway, yes, he can finish. He has missed a few chances, but he doesn't half run his socks off. He is a nuisance, isn't he, up front?
Yeah, he is, and he's deceptive, He's got a real turn of pace when he wants.
Yeah, as he showed in that race with Tanganga earlier on. Ball on halfway. Here comes Sheffield United. Patient build-up from them. Ball played out wide. Burrows keeps it in. Just had to retreat back and then slipped as he was looking for the give and go. Bindon has it. We'll mention in his rough start the Forest loanee, but he's, I think, winning the fans over here. Harbour ball over the top. If Bamford's onside, he's in on goal. He is onside, but he's hit the side netting. Half of Bramall Lane went up. They thought it had gone in, but Patrick Bamford in on goal. His touch impeccable, but he fires into the side netting.
That's a great bit of movement from Bamford. Just pulls off his marker. And I think it's Melander that loses him. You can't give him that kind of room. His touch is quite good. Drops on his left foot, but he's taking the shot with the outside of his left foot. Seems to me it bounced in the middle of his body. He should have been taking that with his right foot across his body into the far corner. Misses at the near post. Great movement from Bamford, though. We know he's capable of that.
Yeah, that was a warning, wasn't it? As good as Middlesbrough have been, that was a chance for Patrick Bamford, and one I think if he had again, he would fancy taking. Ball on halfway. Ball works its way to Britton on the Borough right. They go over the halfway line. They lead by a goal to 0 here. We've had 14 efforts on goal in the opening half an hour. 6 of them on target, and 1 of them crucially in the back of the net from Tommy Conway. Good tackle goes in there from Bindon, but Harmer's pass given away. And now it's won back, and Riley McGree will just cool it down, gives it to Britton, who has Ayling with him. Ayling gets it away, and that was good work there from Melander. He gets it wide. Sariki jumped the route there. He saw where that was going. Intercepts the pass. Drives it into Peck. Edge of the area. Big chance. City Peck gets the ball away to Harmer. Strikes. What a save from Bryn. Low to his left. Gets both hands on it. It was going right in the bottom corner. But Bryn saves Borough. Sheffield United 0, Borough 1.
I tell you what, that's a world-class save. Absolutely no right to get to that, Bryn. It's good play by Harmer. Strikes it first time. Pass curls it into that far corner and it's heading towards there. But he gets right across the goal, his big frame, tips it round the post. Brilliant play by Blaze to get round the box.
We were right behind that when he struck that, thought that was going in. Solbrin with a wonderful save. Middlesbrough, top of the pile at the moment. Referee now wants a word. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on in the penalty area. It's been a good game so far. There's been no nonsense, but 32 on the clock. 1-0, and now the referee gets involved from a set piece for Sheffield United. Well, two big chances inside, 90 seconds? The shot from Bamford and then the effort from Gus Harmer draws a beautiful save from Solbrin. And Sheffield United, who were on the ropes, are coming out now, throwing some heavy leather of their own as they look for an equaliser. Harmer's going to go across and take the corner here. There's still more pushing and shoving going on in the penalty area. Ball going to be delivered from the Sheffield United right-hand side. Harmer will take it. Blades players all on the penalty spot. They're going to disperse and try and find their route in on goal. Ball whipped in towards the 6-yard box, headed upwards and behind for another corner. Adilson Malanda with a header, and it's back-to-back Blades corners.
Yeah, good defending from the big centre-back, Malanda. Just looking at the setup though, Middlesbrough, they've got zonal markers, 2 at the near post in the hole, and everybody else is picked up. A red and white shirt, there's a clump of players on that penalty spot, and then they split and find space to go and attack the ball. It's got to be a better ball in from Harmer this time though.
Yeah, it has. Ball over on the far side. Corner for Sheffield United. 33 on the clock, they're behind. Can they level up here? Ball towards the penalty spot. Referee spotted a foul, and that is a free kick for Middlesbrough that just takes the sting out of the Sheffield United forward press, and they'll retreat back for the free kick.
Yeah, I mean, look, both sides have been impressive in this game so far, but we have to say you can see that winning mentality in this Middlesbrough side, and the fact that they're playing with such confidence. They've had great results in recent games, really performing well, and you look aside on the up, there's no two ways about it.
1-0 Middlesbrough lead. As it stands, they're going top of the pile in the Championship. They're going to leapfrog the long-time leaders, Coventry City, who they meet next Monday night. Ball forward finds Whittaker, brings it under control instantly, waits for support to arrive. Callum Britton is that support, feeds it in. Ball turned back to Whittaker. Left-hand side, always looking to cut onto his left foot. Slides a nice ball through here. Down to the byline, back to Hackney, stands a ball in. It was waiting for someone to get on the end of it. Whittaker couldn't quite get there in time. It falls edge of the box to Brown. His pass is blocked. Well, surely somebody there should have been on the end of that ball in, and now Sheffield United will look to break. Ayling will intercept, and he plays it forward, flicked on by Hackney. Bindon wants his keeper to come and get it. He hasn't come to get it, Cooper. He'll stay at home, and then he slices the cross out, and that's not convincing. It picked up by Hayden Hackney. He has it now for Middlesbrough. Right side of the box here is Whittaker. Whittaker tries to drive the cross in, and it's blocked, and it's behind for a corner.
Yeah, good defending by Bindon in the end. I just feel that Middlesbrough have got the bit between the teeth now. They can smell blood. They've already got themselves a goal in front. They're looking so dangerous every time they get round the box. People making good runs, intelligent passes, reverse balls for runners to get on the end of. So hard to defend.
You mentioned that, 14 goals in the last 5 games. They've scored another one here tonight. Whittaker puts in a deep cross to the far post. It's headed back towards goal. Target, I think, saw it late. Couldn't quite get the direction on it he wanted.
Yeah, he did well at getting it on it, didn't he?
Yeah. But you just think every time Middlesbrough go forward, they're looking like a team that thinks they're going to score. Not hopes they're going to score, they think they're going to score. Ball given away again. Conway wins it back. Touchdown Burrows. Hackney's driving into the area. If he pulls it back, Conway went for glory. He had to pass it. Hackney gives him an absolute telling off there, because Hackney's 6 yards out, waiting with a goal at his mercy. Behind for a corner.
Yeah, simple pass across the 6-yard box. It's 2-0. And it's an uphill mountain for Sheffield United. He did ever so well to win it back, Conway. Strong as well. went in through the challenge, run away with his pace, drove towards the 6-yard box, and it's an easy, simple pass across the 6-yard box to find the back of the net, but he shoots at the near post.
Yeah, maybe buoyed by the confidence of that goal.
If it goes in, nobody's batting an eyelid, are they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's great play for him.
It is. It was a chance he created himself, as we said, with that work rate ethic that he's got. Here now, Hackney delivers the cross in, glances off ahead, it'll fall edge of the box. The Blades again just hack it up in the air. O'Hare does really well to win the header there. He's not the biggest, is he, on the field, and he managed to get up high on the edge of his own 18-yard box, and now Morris will have to go back to halfway. 9 to go in the first half, live on Talksport 2. We mentioned Monday night. What a night Monday will be on the Talksport network. We've got Macclesfield Brentford in the FA Cup 4th round. That's live on Talksport, and we'll be live on Talksport 2. Coventry against Borough. Great challenge goes in from Tanganga, wins it back, and here comes Sheffield United driving forward. Brooks nudges it past one man, he's gone past another. He'll get a free kick, will he? Referee says no. He said that Brooks is dived. Well, if he's dived, Neil Redfern, why hasn't he booked him?
Yeah, that's a bad decision from the referee. I mean, the linesman stood there as well. He's only 10 yards away from the linesman. Does ever so well there, Brooks. Just gets a toe to it, goes past his man with his pace, but he drags him down from the feet.
Just seen a replay, Neil. That's a Stonewall free kick, isn't it?
It's a free kick. It's a free kick.
Not given.
He's missed one there, the ref.
Yeah, he has.
Just shows you when things are going for you and you're up there, that's what you get.
Well, yeah, maybe. Middlesbrough 1-0 up here. Could have had plenty more goals at either end. There's a whole host of big chances in this match. Tommy Conway with the latest one. Here's Ayling, sprints forward, looking to commit. He's gone past one, goes past two, gets it wide to target. Ayling screaming for it, played into the box. It was overhit, and out comes Cooper. He made the run, Ayling, and now there's a big hole behind him, and O'Hare's after it. Keeper thought about coming to collect it, but there across is the defender. Been very impressed with Adilson Malanda since they brought him in from the MLS. Came in, actually officially joined in December, didn't he? Had a bit of a pre-season before being eligible to play in January. But I think he looks a decent defender.
Yeah, I always like your centre-backs to have a little bit of a turn of pace. He's definitely got that. Just ease through the gears to go past O'Hare. Been impressed with both him and Ayling at the back. I think Ayling's been outstanding.
Yeah.
Not seen much of Bamford, really.
Well, he had that one big chance. Foul given away by Peck again, just biting at the ankles, and that will be a free kick 10 yards inside the Borough half, as we've got, round about 6 minutes to go in the first half here. Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 1.
Yeah, I just feel since the goal mark that they've almost upped the game a little bit at Middlesbrough. It's like they've outrun Sheffield United, they've outfought them in duels. They've definitely got around the box really, really well. They look so potent. You know, they've a front three that plays high and wide. Whittaker on the right, and obviously McRae on the left. They look to try and get bodies in the box. Playing with confidence, real confidence, Middlesbrough.
Yeah, all 10 Premier League games live and exclusive on the Talksport network across Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Chelsea Leeds live on Talk Radio tomorrow night from 7:30 kick-off. Everton Bournemouth live on the Talksport app. Spurs Newcastle live and exclusive on Talksport 2. And West Ham Manchester United 8:15 kick-off is live on Talksport tomorrow night. Every Premier League game across the midweek batch of fixtures live on the Talksport network. Ball one back on halfway here. Whittaker wants the ball played across this near side. It'll go to Britton. Britton now runs forward. Whittaker wide on the right. Ball played in early for McGree, who flicked it. Conway might still get on the end of it, and it's a good job Sariki was alert there. That could have been dangerous for Middlesbrough, but it's hacked away for a throw in far side.
Yeah, and Cooper was coming off his line to come and collect it as well. It was almost a little bit of a calamity there. Deal with it in the end. It's been decent, Sariki, because he's up against top opponents.
Well, he's bailed them out a couple of times, hasn't he, at the back with his pace. More defending here for Sheffield United. It would feel a big moment if Borough could get a second. I think they will need a second to win this game. They play it wide on their left. Ball played into Conway, back to goal. Has support. This time he lays it off. Shot is blocked, finds Whittaker. Edge of the area, lays it off to Britton. Just asked a little bit too much. Britton goes down. That wasn't a penalty for me. He wanted one. He wasn't going to get one. He ran into the play. I'm not sure the Sheffield United defender could do anything there. And now the ball playing forward here with Malander. He feeds it wide to Whittaker, looking such a threat. Eventually they'll get a shot away on his left foot. He's looking for it now. He's dancing across goal. He does shoot, and he's seen late, and it's a great save from Cooper. Full stretch. It wasn't the hardest shot in the world. It was going right in the bottom corner, and Cooper claws it behind for a corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic play from Whittaker. As soon as he drops his shoulder and comes inside his left foot, you know there's going to be trouble. But look at that Sheffield United backline. No commitment to go and get out to him and stop him. It's too easy for him to get round 2 or 3 players and get his shot off. In the end, keeper saves him. Cooper with a great save down to the left. Could have been easily in the back of the net, that.
Yeah, he didn't hit it the best, and it still nearly went in. Corner, Hackney will deliver. Delivered into the near post. Ayling's header is about 20-30 yards over the bar and into the cop behind the goal away to our right. 42 gone, and it is still Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 1. But what a half of football we have seen here tonight.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. And you've got to give both sides credit as well, Mark. Although they're trailing Sheffield United, they're giving as good as they've got. Got round the box quite a few times. They've had their own chances. They just can't break that duck that they've got at the moment.
Will Middlesbrough be kicking themselves they haven't got a second goal, or will they be perfectly happy at 1-0?
Do you know what, Matt? I just feel this side are relentless. They're just going and going and going. They're just creating and creating chances. And if they go in, great. And, you know, you can understand. I mean, this could be easily 5, you know, the chances that they've created. I mean, they could have conceded 2 or 3 as well, but it's been an unbelievable game. Both keepers have been outstanding as well.
Yeah, Bryn with that wonderful save to deny Harmer. Ball, they're coming together there between Bindon and Brown. It was an accident, but both get back up, thankfully, and they both get on with it.
I think Bindon's been decent, mate, to be honest with you. Yeah. He's tried his best. Been up against it at times, but done well.
Yeah. The referee's just stopped play there because Alan Brown's shin pad's fallen out of his sock. It's about as big as my bank card. What's happened to shin pads now? I know they've got to wear them, but they may as well not bother. They're that small.
I think there's more money in this shin pad, mate.
I can guarantee you there is. Yeah, that's if he's got a few coins in there. 1-0 here, Middlesbrough lead. They'd love a second goal before the break. Here is Morris, who was fouled, says the referee, Sidney Peck. Not for the first time tonight, is spoken to by the referee. Nothing malicious, but just a couple of late challenges. They will add up. Bamford protests the innocence of his teammate. Referee is having none of it. It's a free kick to Middlesbrough. We go inside the final 90 seconds of the opening 45 minutes. Don't think there'll be too long to be added on, really. We've not really had any stoppages in play at all. It's been end-to-end stuff. It really has. Great advert for a great division. As a ball flicked round the corner. Brown not on the end of the flick from McGree, where maybe Tommy Conway would have been. Not for the first time tonight. Cooper's clearance is a poor one. It's one back, and here is Conway. Feeds it to Hackney. Hackney driving into the edge of the box, shrugs off one tackle. He's going to go for goal. He's hit the post, and he's headed back in, and it's in. It's 2-0. Middlesbrough have their goal, and it's McGree who's headed it in after the shot hits the post, beats the keeper. Borough have their second goal. They're top of the pile at the moment. Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 2.
Well, it's brilliant play initially from Hackney. Wins it and then just drops his shoulder, comes inside his mark. He gets to the edge of the box, strikes it beautifully. And it's beat Cooper all ends up, but it strikes the post. And as it comes out, who's Johnny on the spot? Conway to find the back of the net. Brilliant striker play.
It's McGree, I think, Neil, that got the final touch.
Yes,
McGree following it in. And he has the goal. But great reactions, isn't it?
Oh, great finish. As soon as it comes off the post, he's onto it like a shot. I mean, there's 3 red and white shirts stood about him, not reacting. That's been the problem for Sheffield United at the back. Brilliant finish. They've deserved it, to be honest with you. As we've got to the last 20-30 minutes of the game, they've been the better side by some distance.
Well, as to the question, would they be happy at 1-0? They'll be delighted at 2-0, that is for sure. Kim Hellberg will be buoyant with this. They're looking for 6 successive league wins. The only blip recently was a defeat in the Cup. Conway went to ground there. He thought Tanganga had played at him as the ball is headed back towards Solbryn. Big cheer from the Middlesbrough defenders. And all that, Neil, came about after Cooper's clearance was a poor one, and Conway and Hackney winning the ball back high up the field for Middlesbrough.
Yeah, exactly. And they're on the front foot all the time. I mean, they're at it again now.
Yeah, they're attacking. Look at this. They're sprinting forward. They're looking for a third to really finish it off. Driving the ball in, and it's a great block from Sariki. It's out for a corner into 2 added on minutes here. And Sheffield United, like a boxer waiting the bell to end the round here, they're clinging on for dear life.
Yeah, I mean, he's all on his own there, Sariki, at the back on the right-hand side. He's having to sprint down that channel. He does ever so well to get across and stop the cross coming in. Good defending. But they're under the cosh. There's no two ways about it.
Half-time might be coming at just the right time. Chris Wilder is deep in conversation with Alan Nill and the rest of his team. They've got to hang on here. Second of 2 added on minutes, end of the first half. Borough on the attack, feed it down the left. There are about 7 white shirts waiting for a cross. In comes the cross, it's cleared away at the near post by Arblaster, I think it was, and the ball out on halfway for a throw-in. 2-0 Middlesbrough lead. Coventry fans will be listening, realising that their spell at the top of the Championship is in danger of coming to an end tonight. And I tell you what, the form that Middlesbrough are in right now, they're going to take some stopping on Monday night down at the CBS.
Yeah, I mean, look, they just smell like a side that have got the bit between the teeth. I mean, momentum's everything in Championship football. Confidence, off the front foot, everybody playing together. As soon as they lose it, there's 11 white shirts swarming round it to win it back. It's been a real task for Sheffield United this half. Yeah, it has. Well, they've just rather fortuitously got a throw in as well there. I thought that came off target. I think even the Borough players thought it'd come off their man, but to get the throw in, it won't matter because that is the last touch of what has been a scintillating opening 45 minutes of football. Peck had an early chance, he blasted wide when well set. Conway fired over a few minutes later. Then Brooks had an effort, goal bound, blocked inside the 6-yard box. Whittaker headed straight at the keeper. Then he shot wide from close range before Hayden Hackney fired one into the side netting. But the deadlock broken on 19 minutes. Lovely flick pass round the corner, found Conway on the charge. He beat the final defender and fired a great shot across goal. Bamford had a wonderful chance to level up when he volleyed into the side netting at the other end, and then Harmer denied by a wonderful Solbrin save. And right on half-time, Riley McGree followed up the shot from Hayden Hackney that came off the post, and McGree headed in. Middlesbrough going top of the Championship tonight as it stands. Big 45 minutes for Sheffield United. At the break at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 2.
That is just a fantastic first half performance from Middlesbrough. You've got to hand it to them. They've gone away to a place where Sheffield United had won the last 4 at home, scored 3 goals in each of those games. They've had 65% possession. They've had 15 shots in the first half, 8 of those on target. They could have easily had more than the 2 they got. And even though Sheffield United had their moments, to come away from home and have a 2-goal lead at the break is exactly what Kim Hellberg would have been asking for. And it almost felt, Neil, like they not necessarily needed that second goal, but certainly the performance warranted that second goal, because now it feels like, well, they're going to be in complete control. The second half may be a very different story, because the only way Sheffield United are probably going to get back into it is if it stays an end-to-win game.
Yeah, exactly, Hugh. I mean, you're looking at a side that are right at the top of the form guide, to be honest with you. Middlesbrough, you know, they break so quickly, they've got pace in attack, they're relentless, you know, in the way that they go after the ball if they lose it. And they've been deservedly in front 2-0. I mean, the finishers have been top draw. They could have had another 2 or 3, to be honest with you. On top of that, the Blades can argue they could have had a couple as well, but such has been the dominance and the relentlessness of this Middlesbrough side. It's, you know, boding so well for the run into the end of the season.
Borough have kind of asserted themselves in the latter stages of the first half, but it really began as an end-to-end game. You described it as a basketball game in commentary. The breakthrough came from Tommy Conway, a well-taken opener on 18 minutes. It's his 4th goal in 4 games, and actually, if you're going to have a chance like that, he's the person at the moment you want it to fall to.
Yeah, it's a brilliant finish, you know, a striker's finish. It's great play to get him in front of goal initially, and once he's there, you know, you can see him steady himself and find the back of the net. But I mean, they've been in that position, you know, half a dozen times in this half, and they've not heeded the warnings, really, Sheffield United. If there's one complaint you'd say for Sheffield United, they're too lax round the box. You know, when you're up against a side that are so potent in Middlesbrough, you've got to be switched on and right at it. And fortunately for them, they're not, and at the moment they find themselves 2 goals down.
The second goal came from Riley McGree, did his job following in the shot from Hayden Hackney and managed to have just enough height to nod it into the back of the net. And that's the one that's really going to be the dagger in terms of what Chris Wilder's halftime team talk's going to be all about, because it's a long way back from here.
It is, against such a quality side that are playing so well and with such confidence. I mean, you've got to give McGree credit, because he was the only one that was thinking this is coming back out, and he reacted brilliantly. And like you say, he got right to the top of his jump when he won the header, found the back of the net, but it was no more than Middlesbrough deserved. And you have to say that as the game's gone on, Patrick Bamford up front for Sheffield United has looked more and more isolated as it's happened. And it's something that they've got to address at half-time, Sheffield United.
He had a big chance, Bamford, on the half-hour mark. It came to him, wonderful pass, managed to stay just onside. It's on the right-hand side of the goal, and he's gone pure power, but with his left foot.
Yeah.
And I just think, especially with the challenge coming in on him, you know, if he does what's in the textbook, what your coaches tell you, try and hit across the goal with your right foot, he gets the left-hand side of his body in between the ball and the defender, he's either getting absolutely clattered or he's getting probably a shot that's actually hitting the target. Listen, I can't tell him how to score goals. He's made a career out of it, but in that moment, it could have been a huge one had he taken it.
Well, the other thing as well, and you've got to remember this, and you put your coaching head on, you know, if he strikes that with his right foot and the keeper makes a save, they get the rebound. Somebody's following in and that ends up in the back of the net, but it goes for, you know, that little bit of something different with the outside of his left foot. It's never ever going to get across the keeper to the far corner, because it's curling in towards the goalkeeper. So he's got a lot to do with the effort.
Yeah.
The good thing is he found himself clear on that right hand side, and they've got to try and get him in front of goal as much as they can, because that at the moment is the only way back into this game for Sheffield United.
Big work for Chris Wilder to do at the break. Kim Hellberg is going to be absolutely delighted with his Borough side. As it stands, they're going 2 points clear at the top of the Championship, and they're 2 goals up at Bramall Lane. At the break, Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 2.
The UK's #1 football experience.
Kick-off live on Talksport 2.
Hello, Mike's Mechanics. How can we help?
Can you tell me what's wrong with my car? It's making a grrr noise.
Right. And is that when you brake or accelerate?
So when I brake, it's more of a... and when I accelerate, it's more of a... If you get me.
Right.
Customers can be hard work. Switching your bank account won't be. We'll automatically move your regular payments over when you switch with the current account switch service.
The Six Nations, the big one. The rivalries, the revelry, and everything in between. I'm Charlie Morgan, and I'm joining the Times as senior rugby writer. Tackling tactics and going deeper into the finer details and drama of the most storied tournament in world rugby. Read my articles every Monday on thetimes.com and join me on the Ruck podcast throughout the Championship and beyond.
The world of Trust Ford is changing, evolving, charging forward. Join the future with the all-electric Ford e-Transit and e-Transit Custom. With the Ford Pro Power Promise, get a free home charger, 2 years roadside assistance, and up to 10,000 miles free home charging credit. Plus, get 0% APR and up to £8,500 customer saving. Upgrade now and get connected at trustford.co.uk. Terms and conditions apply.
Visit Trust Ford now.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, my knee's playing up again.
Have you ever had it looked at?
No, but I've been doing a few stretches.
When my shoulder went, Benenden Health got me expert help. Showed me exactly where I was going wrong.
30 seconds, people.
Press play on your health with physiotherapy and much more. All for less than £16 per person per month. Search Benenden Health. Fee reviewed periodically. T's and C's apply. Qualifying periods apply for some services, including physio. UK only. Visit benenden.co.uk.
Yorkshire Tea, where everything's done proper. Yorkshire Tea, brew strength made at your own discretion. Boiled water not included, or mugs. Milk in second, always. For exceptions visit no chance. Not ever, ever. Best stirred clockwise, except on Tuesdays. Can accept no responsibility for squeezed tea bags left on countertop. Refer to box for details. Best stirred with a spoon, not your finger. May be enjoyed outside Yorkshire. Sheep on front of box not included. Nor is small cottage, nor is Sky. We don't know what the cricket score was. For best results, drink. May contain hot liquid. Whew. Blimey.
Idle money chills in your current account, parked in front of the telly, wanting a snack, yet too lazy to move. But thanks to Monzo, Busy Money got up early, automatically split your paycheck into pots, rounded up your purchases into savings, invested your interest into ISAs. Oh, and has already written itself a to-do list for tomorrow. Monzo, the bank that gets your money moving. UK residents aged 18 plus, Monzo personal account required, capital at risk, T's and C's and fees may apply.
It's a wide-eyed Wednesday night of outstanding Premier League football.
Live on the Talksport network. From 7:30, Forest clash with Wolves on Talksport 2. At 8:15, Sunderland take on Liverpool on Talksport. Wise up with a Wednesday night of exclusive Premier League football on the Talksport network.
Established and excellent evening star of football.
Kick-off live on Talksport 2.
Back to Harmer, 25 yards out, going for the curling shot. He's seen late and beaten away by Solbryn. Hackney's got options. He's got Conway to his left. He gives it to Conway, has a touch and blazes it over. Conway, he's on his own. He looks for Whittaker, diving header straight at the keeper. What a chance that was for Middlesbrough.
I tell you what, it's almost like a basketball game, this.
Ayling finds Whittaker, beautiful first touch, finds McGree. He finds Conway in on goal, shoots and scores. Borough lead.
And you've showed the true credentials as promotion favourites, if you like.
Yeah, Harmer, ball over the top. If Bamford's onside, he's in on goal. He is onside, but he's hit the side netting. Peck, edge of the area, big chance. City Peck gets the ball away to Harmer, strikes. What a save from Bryn.
I tell you what, that's a world-class save.
Hackney driving into the edge of the box, shrugs off one tackle. He's going to go for goal. He's hit the post and he's headed back in, and it's in. It's 2-0, and it's McGree who's headed it in.
Brilliant striker play.
Well, as it stands, Borough are heading to 5 league wins in a row and heading to the summit of the Championship. Conway and McGree for the visitors means it's Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 2 at the break. There's been a very attacking flavour to the first 45 minutes. I wonder whether both managers may be a bit more reserved in terms of their approaches in the second half. It's coming up very shortly here on Talksport 2. Yes, you're listening to EFL Live on Talksport 2. A reminder, the big story of the day, Watford appointing 35-year-old Edward Still as their new manager. Yeah, the brother of Will Still has been a number 2 at Anderlecht. Earlier tonight on EFL All Access, I was joined by the Watford Observer's Adam Drury, who gave his immediate reaction to the news.
Well, it's not the first time, I think, that Watford have hired a head coach who supporters will feel they'd barely heard of when they woke up that morning. It's happened before, but this is probably one of the more outlandish and bold appointments that Gino Pozzo has made. He's the 23rd permanent head coach appointment since Pozzo bought the club in 2012. But I think probably one of the very least predictable. And he comes into an interesting situation where neither head coach Paolo Pezzolano and Javi Gracia have really got to grips with the squad in the way supporters would like this season. There's a feeling that there's a lot of attacking potential in the squad, a lot of quality players, a group good enough, I think, to challenge for the top 6, but are currently 3 games without a goal and 7 games without a win. So it feels like a risk and a gamble at a stage of the season that's very, very important. But equally, plenty of Pozzo's risks and gambles in the head coach department have paid off in the past, more so maybe than the seemingly more dependable, solid hits. So we will see.
Adam, I thought that this was a good fit for his brother, Will Still. I don't know why, but in my mind, I thought that was a decent opportunity for him to get back in. What's your understanding? Has he been interviewed for the job or spoken to?
Well, my understanding was a few days ago that he wasn't in the running. I'm not sure which side that necessarily came from. Clearly, it's an interesting one because I heard Andy Brassel talking before there about how this is a free hit for coaches. And there's no doubt in my mind that even though lots of coaches come in and out of the door at Watford, this is still an attractive opportunity for that reason, because it's probably not going to do a huge amount of damage to your reputation. And lots of coaches who have come to Watford have gone on to achieve big things after they've left. So, not entirely sure what the circumstances were around Will Still. But I'd imagine that the recommendation to his brother can't have been too bad, considering he's now taken the job.
And you can listen back to the full discussion on the latest EFL All Access podcast. That's going to be out for you tomorrow morning. And a reminder, we've got all 10 Premier League games this midweek, exclusively live on the Talksport network. Tomorrow night on Talksport, we'll have West Ham against Manchester United. Michael Carrick going for 5 wins in a row. Here on Talksport 2, it's Spurs against Newcastle with pressure building on Thomas Frank. Meanwhile, on the Talksport app, it's Everton against Bournemouth, Chelsea against Leeds on Talk Radio. And on Wednesday night, Nottingham Forest against Wolves at 7:30. That game on Talksport 2. It's an 8:15 start on Talksport for Sunderland against Liverpool. 2 games exclusively live on the Talksport app. Aston Villa against Brighton and Chelsea against Burnley. And it's Manchester City against Fulham, exclusively live on Talksport, on Talk Radio. And Thursday on Talksport, we'll have Arsenal's game against Brentford. So a very busy week indeed. Make sure you've downloaded the Talksport app. You won't miss a moment. Let's head back to Bramall Lane very quickly before the players get underway for the start of the second half. Neil Redfern, we mentioned the benches, the experience, the quality therein. If there's a way for Chris Wilder to change this game very quickly, what do you think he'll do?
Well, look, I mean, we're just talking about this half-time, myself and Mark, and just feel that they're getting overrun in midfield. Sheffield United, Young, Arblaster and Peck against Hackney, Morris and Brown. It's been too much. They've got the extra body in there, and every time that they break forward, it's like the midfield's been emptied for Sheffield United. So it might be the ideal opportunity to look at Phillips and Rothwell. You know, nothing to lose, 2-0 down. You know, throw them on, see what they've got.
Let's see what he does. He needs something because at the moment his side are heading for a defeat. Middlesbrough have been very, very good and worth their lead. Will they add to it, or will the Blades be back in this one soon? I'll leave you for the second half at Bramall Lane in the company of the former Leeds boss Neil Redfern and Talksport's Mark Wilson.
Well, Neil Redfern has spoken and Chris Wilder has responded because Joe Rothwell is stripped and ready to go. Ole Arblaster, I've just seen him take his place in the dugout, so we are going to see Joe Rothwell, the signing from Rangers, make his debut for the Blades. It is the only change at half-time. I'll run you through the lineups in a minute, but Neil, you call for it and it's happened.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just at times when they were raiding really well, Middlesbrough, they emptied the midfield so quickly. Sheffield United, the 2 young players got beyond the ball too early. They were finding little pockets of space just in behind. Plus as well, Borough have got 3 players in there. They've really utilised them well. Hackney, Morris and Brown. So see how Rothwell goes.
Yeah, we're underway. Sheffield United attacking the Cop End, and this time, well, this has happened twice now. They've played the ball back, Sheffield United, to Michael Cooper, the goalkeeper, and as Tommy Conway's gone to close him down, Japhet Tanganga knocked him over. He did it after the goal. He's done it again, and this time the referee's seen it and give a free kick.
Yeah, fair play to the referee. It's a foul. You know, you can't just block somebody's run as they're going towards the ball. You know, it's something you'd see in the NFL, that.
Yeah, it was. Sheffield United then. Cooper in goal, back 4 of Burrows, Bindon, Tanganga and Sariki. Peck and Rothwell will be the holding midfielders with Harmer, O'Hare and Brooks behind Patrick Bamford, who leads the line. For Borough, they've got Bryn in goal, Britton Ayling, Malander and Target at the back. Brown, Morris and Hackney across the middle. Whittaker and McGree alongside Conway. Free kick played forward. Tanganga doesn't win the header. Did it come off the top of his head? No, it didn't. It goes behind for a goal kick. And it is still 2-0 to Middlesbrough. But that goal just on half-time, Neil, really does change what maybe Sheffield United, what their aims are in this second half, because they can't just sit and hope to nick something back. They've got to go out and win the game now.
Well, no, and it's a tall order as well. You're talking about the needing 3 to win against the second best side in the division. Well, the best side in the division now, but they need to react well. They need to get on the front foot, Sheffield United, get more bodies around Bamford.
Yeah, well, a third goal would surely kill it off for Middlesbrough, who, as it stands atop of the pile, here's Conway, the goal scorer, drives into the edge of the area, but Brooks got back and defended well. He'll now look to clear his lines, but he only finds a Middlesbrough shirt, and Target has it back midway inside the Sheffield United half. And here's Aidan Hackney. He's driving forward again, looks for the give and go, ball beaten away from him, but again Sheffield United don't clear their lines. Rothwell's touch was a poor one, ball edge of the box, Whittaker, it's won back by Peck. He gets it away to Harmer. Did well to find Burrows, but he's lost the edge of his own area. And now a big chance here. Whittaker played in, but it's just too deep. The pass just overhit. But once again, Sheffield United not clearing their lines, but they get away with it on this occasion. Still 2-0.
Yeah, and you just look at to compare both sides and the difference in styles of play. Sheffield United there, touch, caught in possession. You look at Middlesbrough, 1 and 2 touch, they're out. You know where the ball's going, they know where the pass is meant to be played. No support's going to be coming for it, and they do it quickly.
Yeah, they do indeed. Ball played forward by Solbrin, whose save really to deny Harmer was a world-class save, and it kept Middlesbrough in front, and they since added to that lead. And the ball given away again, and here's Whittaker again, feeds it wide down the right-hand side. McGree waiting in the middle with Conway. Ball with Hackney, who seems to be at the heart of everything Middlesbrough are doing. Here now is Whittaker, goes past one, goes past two, stands it up to the far post. There was only one attacker in the box, and he went near post. I think it was McGree and Conway, and they couldn't get on the end of it, but maybe just needed driving across the face of goal there.
Yeah, you're just looking at target there, and he knew it was going to go into that area, he just couldn't get there. But great play by Whittaker. He's had some fantastic mazy runs from that right-hand side of the pitch.
Yeah, it certainly has. Ball works its way out on the near side. Sheffield United on the attack. Look, if they can get one, the Blades, it's game on, isn't it? Yeah. Here now is Brooks, drives forward towards the edge of the area. He gets it through to O'Hare, pulls it across goal, and Bamford was inches away. If he slides, does he get there? Maybe he didn't see it till late. But that was a massive chance for Sheffield United, who still trail by 2-0.
I'll tell you what, brilliant play by Brooks and O'Hare. Makes that in run just inside that 8 run, just inside his marker. He slides the ball into him, and he drills it right across the face of the goal. And you're looking at Pat Bamford, just throw yourself at it. And he's almost trying to play the perfect goal and put a toe on it, but all it needs is a touch. It's in the back of the net.
Yeah, well, it's still end to end. McGree picks it up midway inside the Sheffield United half. He goes to ground. The home fans are getting a bit frustrated here, but
I'll tell you what, I'm with you, Mark. He's been brilliant, McGree, tonight. Picked up some great positions. So clever with his movement.
Yeah, certainly is. Been playing just under 5 minutes here. And a free kick for Middlesbrough. What's their mentality here then? Are they just going to look to pick Sheffield United off on the break?
Well, we've not seen much of an indication so far this half. I mean, they've got in Sheffield United's half quite a lot. But I would just think they're relentless. I mean, that sort of side that can't just sit on a lead. They've got to go and get the next goal, and it seems that way at the moment.
Yeah, ball won back by the defender there, Malander. Middlesbrough are winning every 50-50 at the minute. Look at them flooding forward. Here's McGree, lays it off. Hackney continues his run. Morris tries to flick it to the far post to Conway, who just couldn't keep it in. Got a bit fancy then. There was almost too many white shirts in the picture.
Yeah, they've almost could have had a pop at goal there at the angle it was. But they're definitely being overrun. Definitely overrun centrally. I mean, they've made the change. Rothwell's come on. We haven't seen much of a difference so far. They're dominating that midfield area.
Yeah, ball played forward to Bamford, back to goal inside his own half. That's a beautiful pass. All of a sudden Middlesbrough are retreating at speed. Harm, a beautiful turn, gets him away. Are they onside? They are onside, but the flag went up anyway. He did look offside, O'Hare, in the middle. He went half a yard too soon, and in the end Bryn out quickly to smother the danger. But that's how quickly this game can change, because Sheffield United have had a couple of forays forward now, and they're starting to find a few gaps in that Middlesbrough defence.
Yeah, they've got to keep probing, got to keep making them breaks, keep supporting the striker. Pat Bamford, got to get up there with him. Little O'Hare's doing his best as a 10 in midfield. Just need extra bodies around that area.
Ball with Middlesbrough. Second half action live on Talksport 2. Middlesbrough going top of the championship as it stands. Sheffield United 0, Middlesbrough 2. Conway and McGree with the goals that give Borough the 3 points at the moment. Still plenty of time left, and you'd argue 2 big chances already for Sheffield United. And they had chances first half as well. This has been far from one-way traffic. And I think you're right, Neil. I think Middlesbrough's best form of defence is just to keep attacking.
Yeah, I don't think they know any different, Mark, to be honest with you. I mean, it's in the makeup. You can see that. As soon as they get over that halfway line, they flood white shirts forward.
Yeah, that ball out of play over on the far side. Middlesbrough attacking the end away to our left, and all the Borough fans are behind that goal. They're all stood up, cheering on their team. They'll all be hoping the journey home will see their side at the top of the table. McGree is brought down again. Well, they either don't get near him or they foul him. Riley McGree at the moment is running this game.
Yeah, it is a foul as well. I mean, a number of times he's just drifted in off that left-hand side and picked the ball up centrally. I mean, I've lost count.
Yeah, here now is Conway. Skips forward. Middlesbrough know a third goal. And surely they will be top of the pile ahead of that huge matchup live on Talksport 2 next Monday night. Your home of the EFL will take us to a top 2 showdown. At the moment, it'll be Middlesbrough top against Coventry. Ball for Brown, but Cooper was out quickly to collect it.
I tell you what I've noticed, Mark, as well, in that central midfield area, when they've looked to regain it, Middlesbrough, I mean, it's in the coaching manuals, if you like, at times, is that it's always said 3 connected passes kills the press. And they've done everything on 1 and 2 touch. As soon as they regain the ball, they passed it quickly.
Yeah.
And it's just stood them still. Sheffield United, they've not been able to get a press on.
Bamford wins the header. Target will head it across the face of his own penalty area. Britain did well under pressure there. Oh, beautiful flick pass from Morris. And here they go again with that 1-2 touch passing. And they work it out wide if they can bring it under control. There are 4 waiting for the cross in the middle, and it's cut out and behind. If that beats the first man, Borough are walking it in.
Yeah, he does well there, Bindon. Just gets across, sticks a long leg out, deflects it for a corner, but so easily cut through the midfield. 1 and 2 touch, like you said, Mark, so difficult to play against.
Corner for Middlesbrough, who play it short, looking to work it into the penalty area, trying to get to the byline. O'Hare back defending, does well initially to stop Hackney. Ball played back now to Morris. He gets it away to Whittaker. Whittaker feigned as though he was going to drive to the box, lays it back to Britain, back to Whittaker, 30 yards out, looking now to put the cross in, whips it in dangerously, it's in on goal, and Target almost turned it in, but Cooper was there to save the day for Sheffield United. Still 2-0 Middlesbrough lead.
Yeah, did well again, Cooper. Just read the ball, white shirts flooding in on him, Target trying to get a nick on it, but he stood up big, made a good save. It's just as well, because 3-0. Looks like game's over.
Oh, it's given away. There's danger here. McGree picks up the loose ball, drives towards the box, tried to drive it, falls to Conway. There's 3 bonus. He missed his kick completely. He falls for the edge of the box. Here's Whittaker. He blasts it over the top. Well, they were queuing up to put Sheffield United to bed there, and Borough can't hit the target. Wasteful from Borough. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, I'm just looking down at the benches, and Chris Wilder's exasperated about his team trying to play out from the back. Just a loose ball sloppily given away into central midfield area. His white shirts swarm all over it. There 2 or 3 chances at that. Bite at the cherry, but just didn't quite happen for him. You can't hand good sides goals. Got to make them work for it.
Well, whilst it's only 2-0, it's still game on. Ball won back by McGree, who was brave in the tackle, but Brooks thunders in himself. The ball played forward or ricocheted to Sol Bryn. And now the Borough players stayed down here. I didn't see the aftermath of that challenge. Brooks went for the ball. I'm not saying there was any foul, but there certainly might have been a coming together, and the referee just wants to check that the Middlesbrough player's okay. It's Hayden Hackney who stayed down.
Yeah, they don't want to lose him. I think he just caught one.
He's holding his ribs, isn't he, or his midriff, I think.
Yeah.
To be fair to Brooks, he went in with the intention of winning it, and he won it.
Oh, there's no malice in it. That's all you need, innit? A shout from the crowd, get on with it.
I don't think Hayden Hackney's too bothered.
Yeah, on a cold night.
Cold? I thought it was balmy, Neil. It's a beautiful night for football. 2-0.
It's a great night for football.
Middlesbrough lead here. Mark Wilson, Neil Redfern, Hugh Wozencroft with you tonight. Don't forget, all 10 Premier League games across the midweek. They're live and exclusive on the Talksport network. Talk Radio tomorrow. Chelsea Leeds 7:30 on the app. It's Everton Bournemouth, and on Talksport 2 Spurs Newcastle. That's a big game for both managers in that one. 8:15 we're live and exclusive at the London Stadium. West Ham against Manchester United. As here now it's Sheffield United's turn to pick the ball up. Here is Brooks on the edge of the box, feeds it in nicely. Beautiful feed. Sidney Peck almost got through it on goal. Deflection takes him wide. He gets it to Sariki, whose touch is a poor one. He should get it back though. Down by the corner flag. Can he earn a corner? He can. Conway back, takes no prisoners, puts it behind.
Yeah, better play from Sheffield United though. A little bit more determination in that. Good play by Sidney Peck. Broke into the box. Great little run. And he's right on the rebound and the second ball that comes out, Sariki, and he wins his side of corner.
Can the Blades comeback start here? 11 gone second half. Still 2-0. Harmer with the corner in front of the Kop end. Going to swing it away from goal.
That's gone out.
High. I was going to say that never came in the field of play, did it? Harmer's complaining, but you called it straight away, Neil. It almost looked like it had gone behind the goal before it came in the field of play. What a waste that was.
Yeah, linesman flag went straight up. It's almost like them little moments and lapses of sloppiness, that's underpinned this performance from Sheffield United. They've shown real moments where they can go after the opposition, but not been consistent enough. They're paying the price.
They are at the moment. Borough going to play out from inside their own penalty area. Almost won back. Is won back by Brooks, but Hackney did so well there, just played it off O'Hare and behind for a goal kick. You get the feeling, as long as Middlesbrough don't try and be too cute here, they've got them at arm's length, haven't they?
I was just going to say, I don't see the point in this. Do you know what I mean? Look, count the red and white shirts in their half, Middlesbrough's half. It's not on to play out.
No.
Just go back to front.
Solbrun is going to do exactly that. Looking towards Alan Brown, beaten in the air, but Borough will win it back on halfway. Then O'Hare wins it back for Sheffield United. Here goes Brooks then. He's got Sariki overlapping on the right. Gives it to Sariki now. Closed down by Target. Target then backs off. Sariki got to the byline. That'll come off Sariki, and that's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, he's unlucky there, Sariki. I've been quite impressed with him, to be honest with you. He's stuck to his defensive duties really, really well. He's not been helped much by his defensive teammates, but whoever he's come across, it's been a handful to deal with.
Ball played out again by Middlesbrough. They lead by 2-0, and here they're looking to play out from the back, and they played well up towards Hackney. Hackney goes past one. Now the ball bounces off Hackney and out for a throw-in. But that's why they do it, Neil, because they're so good at it. They get out more often than not. It is risky, but that's the way these teams like to play these days.
Yeah, as soon as they get the ball in certain areas, they're dangerous. It's all done on 1 and 2 touch. Can't get near it. Can't get near it to get a press on.
No, ball given away by Brooks. Tried to flick it round the corner. McGree took it off him. And that's out for a throw-in that Melander will just let roll out. Chris Wilder again will act as ball boy. There's subs warming up from both sides. It remains 2-0 to the Borough. That goal from Riley McGree on half-time has totally changed this second half. And here now goes Brown going forward again. Conway makes a run, centre field. Ball goes out wide to Whittaker. Whittaker now will pull it back. Borough looking for a third goal to kill the tie off, but they know they don't have to chase it. They don't have to do anything silly. They can afford to pop off the passes. They can afford to make Sheffield United chase shadows as they look to win it back. Here's Ayling. Out on the halfway line, gets it away. Aidan Morris is tackled by Peck. Ball works its way out of play, and it's a throwing for Middlesbrough at the minute. Are just taking the sting out of the game nicely.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to get, like I said, to get close to this Middlesbrough side. But don't dwell on the ball that long. It's shifted quickly. They're really struggling with it, Sheffield United. They've not really got an organised press to go up against them, which is a bit of a worry from their point of view.
Yeah, well, they thought the ball had gone out, Sheffield United, on the far side. It hadn't. Middlesbrough still have it. They lead 2-0. They've been playing an hour here at Bramall Lane. Might be a big night in the Championship. In terms of Middlesbrough going to the top, it could also be a costly one for Sheffield United, who are way adrift as the ball given away by Brown. That was an optimistic pass, won back by Whittaker, then lost again, and Bindon will go back to his keeper. But surely tonight you feel, Neil, if Sheffield United don't get anything out of this game, the mountain is too tall.
Yeah, it was always a tall tall order anyway. You know, and I think we've forgotten that such a good job he's done, Chris Wilder. It started off as an absolutely disaster at the beginning of the season, no wins whatsoever. And then Chris had obviously had to come in and put the club back together again, get some signings in, get them playing with a bit of passion and a bit of pride. And he's done that, but they've come up against an opposition that's so good tonight.
Yeah. McGree loses out in a 50-50. Ayling puts the header on it, and it's brought down by Rothwell, whose pass is an errant one. Not the start he would have wanted. Barely played at Rangers. He was part of Leeds promotion winning side. He's a good player, but it's just not quite happened for him, has it, last 12 months?
No, it was poor, obviously, at Rangers, but it was in a poor side, to be honest with you. The side that was at odds with everything. And he's coming to Sheffield United, and it's a great opportunity to put his mark back on the game.
Yeah. Here's Target. Borough now happy just to pop off the passes. I won't say they're quite playing with Sheffield United, but they're like a cat that's got the mouse. Here now is Britton, the three white shirts waiting in the middle, tries to drive it in, it's behind for a corner kick.
Yeah, just going back to that point though, Mark, you're right. There's a bit of a lethargy now about the press for Sheffield United. When they started off the game, the first 20 minutes, they're almost swarming all over Middlesbrough. That heat's dropped out of the press. They've got the freedom of the pitch now, Middlesbrough, to play the ball.
Just look at who the Blades have got in an attacking sense to bring on. There's a corner for Middlesbrough, leading by 2-0. Ball is going to be whipped in towards goal. Bamford will head it away. Ball all the way back to Britton. Britton's going to go back to his goalkeeper. I'm looking at the likes of Tom Cannon, who's been amongst the goals, Keanu Hoover, Chidozie Ogbeni and Tyrese Campbell could all, you feel, have an impact going forward. I guess it's just when... What does Chris Wilder want to do here? Because if they do go all out in attack, you can see Middlesbrough picking them apart at the other end.
Well, they're picking them apart now, and they're sat in the mid-block. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. They need the next goal. Desperately need the next goal. I mean, I'd be tempted to throw Campbell on.
Yeah.
Maybe go two up top.
Well, they've given it away here, Middlesbrough. Crunching tackle, Ayling on Bamford. He enjoyed that one. Won the ball fairly and squarely. Here now is Brooks. Can Sheffield United reignite this match here? Brooks, who's got 3 in his last 3, lays it off. Harmer lays it back to Rothwell. Rothwell feeds it wide to Bamford. Hackney's gone down. He needs to get back up here because Sheffield United are playing on with Sariki, and so they should. Sariki, corner of the box, lays it back. Peck tries to drive in across. Block back to Peck. Picked off, and here goes McGree now, who's looking for an out ball. He sees it just to his left in Conway. Conway's just going to sprint up the touchline and hope to win his side of throwing or a free kick. He'll get the free kick. That was madness from Brooks, and he'll get a booking, and rightly so. That was a poor challenge.
Yeah, what a bit of play though from Conway to earn his side a free kick. Must have run fully 60 yards there up the touchline. Just bought the challenge from Brooks. It's a really poor challenge. It's a yellow card for nothing. He'd have been better staying on his feet and staying with him.
Yeah, and just conceding the throw in.
Yeah.
Well, I guess frustration. Chris Wilder in deep talks, but there are going to be a change on the other side of it. Alex Gilbert is getting ready to come on for Middlesbrough. He was a player very much on the periphery of it prior to the manager coming in. Kim Hellberg. We saw him score on his debut for the season at Hull. Here's the free kick, whipped in towards the penalty area. It'll fall to Hackney. Hackney with time and space, lays it wide, and Whittaker will win another corner. And Sheffield United are doing too much defending at the wrong end of the ground. They want to be up the other end, but they're constantly being pushed back. Still 2-0 Middlesbrough lead.
Yeah, at this moment in time, you just can't see where the goal's going to come from for Sheffield United. I mean, they had chances in the first half, but they've got dragged into that midfield battle at the moment.
Ball going to be swung in by Middlesbrough. Dangerous ball in, headed away off the goal line almost. Here's Whittaker down the left. He's got time to find a teammate. Drives it into the 6-yard box, cleared away. And Sheffield United are going to have to try and play out from inside their own penalty area, and they get a bit fortunate. Harmer took a little bit too long to find Sariki. It bounces off a Middlesbrough defender, and here come, well, we're going to get changes on both sides of the field here. Firstly, it is going to be a change, and it is going to be Riley McGree who comes off. He makes way.
Brilliant today, McGree.
So Alex Gilbert will come on in his place. He has been outstanding. Riley McGree got the goal, the second goal, that all-important second goal that gives Middlesbrough breathing space. Now there's going to be a double change the other way. Tyrese Campbell is about to come on, as is Calvin Phillips, so he'll be getting his debut as well. Campbell and Phillips will come on. And Callum O'Hare, who's not really been involved tonight, is one of the first to make way. And also making way for Calvin Phillips will be Sidney Peck, who's, I think, just been overpowered in midfield.
Yeah.
Not anything he's done wrong himself. He just hasn't had the bodies around him.
Listen, mate, you're playing against a good side that have got good players and they've got an extra body in central midfield, so I feel a little bit for Arblaster and Sidney Peck, but they've been totally overrun in there.
Ball played forward to Bamford, goes to ground. Gilbert flicks it round the corner. Ball played forward, here's Hackney, tried to play it through. Bamford will win it again, pokes the ball towards the sideline. Target slides in, that's out for a throw-in. And Sheffield United attacked the Cop end. They had that big chance, didn't they, that Bamford couldn't convert when O'Hare just rolled the ball across the face of goal. Here's Phillips, who's dispossessed, wins it back on halfway. He's only played, I think, 8 minutes this season. That in a cup tie at Huddersfield for Manchester City. You can't blame him for making the move to Manchester City, but it's just not worked for him, has it?
No, you know, I mean, he's never really been given any length of games. You know, a run of games. He's up against top players, but definitely needs to start playing.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a free kick here and a yellow card for Callum Britton, who's brought down Gus Harmer. That was a nice slide pass and a couple of bookings in quick succession here, and a free kick for Sheffield United, who've got round about a quarter of this game. They trail 2-0 here live on Talksport 2.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown little glimpses, hasn't he, Harmer? We know he's got quality and we know he can finish. You know, and he just got his body across his opponent there and just sold him the dummy, and he bought it. Won his side a free kick.
Well, if they could get one, Sheffield United, as much as it feels against the run of play, then who knows what would happen here. Nerves certainly would come into the mindset of Middlesbrough, but at the minute it's comfortable. But how many times have we said that 2-0 and the team end up making a bit of a mess of it at the end of the game?
Yeah. I mean, look, for Sheffield United's point of view, every now and again you come across an opponent that's top draw.
Ball floated in, it's too deep. Bryn's going to come and collect it, and Bryn will collect it. Well, if you've got a set piece, you've got to do better than that. And that was wasteful from Sheffield United.
It's a gimme, that, for the goalkeeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a gimme.
As soon as he hit it, he was coming for it, the keeper, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a risky pass at the back. Target did well to bring it down, and we'll find Whittaker, who then finds Brown, who then will turn inside and find Hackney, and he's on his bike, and he's found Gilbert, who's onside down the left. Gilbert cutting in. Conway and Hackney. Hackney played in on goal. He's a bit wide. His shot lacked power, and it wasn't on target. Keeper saved it, and Sheffield United survive again. Just overrun the ball. It's given away, though, here. There's going to be another chance. Callum Britton will get it. 30 yards out. Had options to his right. Conway made a run, but almost ran away from his mate there. And now it's back to Ayling, back to Callum Britton. Britton now level with the edge of the box. Forweight in the middle for a cross. Britton goes past the first dangled leg challenge. Here now is Aidan Morris. Morris looking to slide somebody in. Now will whip the ball in towards goal. Tanganga will head it away. It'll fall straight to a white shirt, volleyed into the box. Bindon clears it away. Middlesbrough, you just get the feeling if they're ruthless here, could get a third and fourth goal, but that cross is a shocker. It's gone behind, and that will be a goal kick, and it's still 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at the pressure or lack of pressure from Sheffield United on the ball in and around that penalty area. It's poor. It's really poor. You know, Rothwell and Phillips, they've got to get closer. You know, make it difficult for these players to put the ball into the box. It's too easy. Don't give a good side space and time. They'll hurt you.
Ball headed away by the visitors, but here now is a chance on that far side. Good little bit of play from Tyrese Campbell, gets the ball away. Now there's a chance for Harmer into the edge of the area, drives it across goal. It just evaded Campbell. He's won back by Brooks, though. Danger not done yet. Here's a chance back to Brooks, looking for 4 in 4. Is he going to shoot? He is, and it cannons off the shins of the defender, and it's behind for a corner. Sheffield United trying to flex their attacking muscles.
Yeah, nice play by Brooks. Did ever so well to get it onto his right foot. He's had little moments, Andre Brooks, in the game where he's really showed quality. It's a good block to stop him, but he's run inside a corner. Nice and positive.
Well, Sheffield United were 2-0 up at Preston and lost. Live on Talksport 2. Can they turn around a 2-0 deficit to win here? Looks a long way back with just under 20 remaining. Live on Talksport 2. Corner whipped in towards the far post. Headed away. Good header away. But missed by Whittaker, but he will get it back with a bit of help from his teammates. And now I think there might have been a high boot in there. And that's a free kick to Middlesbrough, who lead by 2-0. And as it stands, are going top of the Championship, above Coventry.
Yeah, I tell you what, you can't help but feel how thorough that this Middlesbrough side have been in all actions across the pitch, whether they're attacking with pace, whether they're defending their own box with bravery, getting the first contact, getting their head on things, target there from the corner. It's been a really top performance.
Here's Gilbert on halfway. Tanganga's all over him. Will win the ball, but they turn it into trouble. The referee's given a free kick. There was a foul on Phillips, I think it was, who wants to take the free kick quickly. Feeds it wide to Harmer. Harmer now heads off. Feeds it early. Big chance here. Bamford scores! Lifeline Sheffield United. Brilliant. Quickly taken free kick from Phillips. Ball in from Harmer. And Patrick Bamford is back amongst the goals. Sheffield United 1, Middlesbrough 2.
Well, we've got a game on his hands now. Brilliant bit of play by Calvin Phillips. Great spot. It's a good ball across to Bamford. His movement's top draw. Just loses his man, drops his shoulder, and that's a fantastic finish from him, right into the bottom corner. Top finish. Good play.
Well, it's all on now, isn't it? Here at Bramall Lane. There's a ball played forward. What do Middlesbrough do here? They've got a chance to hit back. 2-1, and listen to this place now. It was silent before. But here come Borough, looking to hit straight back, driving across goal, and the shot just over the top from Whittaker. And it's game on here at Bramall Lane.
Yeah, a little bit more urgency now from the Blades. They want the ball back in play. Looking at Cooper, want to get the ball out the back of the stand. Red and white shirts flooding up the pitch for the long goal kick.
2-1 live on Talksport 2, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of nervousness in the air where there was none. As Conway goes down. Now that looked to me a free kick. The referee's having none of it.
Yeah, Sariki again, been good tonight. The defender did look like it was a nudge there for Conway, but the referee's giving the defender the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, Sheffield United almost caught in possession. Ball will go out. And it is out on the near side.
Just looking at Sheffield. Look at Sheffield United's front line now, Mark. 4 up top. Both wide players really high. 2 strikers down the middle, Campbell and Bamford. They're going for it.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? Mentioned that 2-0 lead. Good challenge goes in from Phillips. Here's Brooks. Brooks driving forward. He's still going in on goal. He's going to get a chance. He's weaving his way through. Eventually stopped. Shot blocked. And Cannon's behind. Bryn makes the save. Campbell's shot blocked. Brooks looked like he was disco dancing his way through there and almost got the leveller for Sheffield United. What a turnaround here.
Yeah, masterstroke by Chris Wilder. Putting 2 up top. Campbell involved again with his physicality. Brilliant play by Brooks, nearly danced his way through. Great ball from Phillips.
There's a lot of activity on the Borough bench. I think they're not pressing the panic button. They realise they need to make a stop here. Corner coming in front of the Kop, floated high towards the far post, headed back towards goal. There was nobody there, and it's hooked away from danger. And once again, the roar goes around Bramall Lane. The Championship, the division that never stops giving us here on Talksport and Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. A game that looked done and dusted is right now in the melting pot.
Brilliant. Great advert for the division.
Ball cut out on the far side. Tackles starting to fly in. Break on here. Chance now for Whittaker. He's got Conway and Gilbert. He's upended. That was no nonsense, and that'll be a yellow card. I think it was Calvin Phillips who's shown it.
Yeah, it is. Been brilliant. Whittaker tonight. Just dancing inside on his favourite left foot again. Running to Calvin Phillips. No nonsense in that challenge. Wasn't running any further.
You know when you're a manager, Neil, and it's 2-0 and you're cruising and your heart rate's quiet, it's all right. Yeah. Now Kim Elberg's heart rate will be bumping out of his chest, won't it?
Well, look, I mean, he's made subs. He's looking to his bench again now just to freshen things up. To be honest with you, if I'm ultra critical here of Middlesbrough's performance, they've just slightly took the foot off the pedal second half, I think.
Yeah, well, here's the free kick whipped into the box. It's cleared away. Gilbert will turn it back. Whittaker's touch is a poor one. Break could be on here. Break could be on. Tyrese Campbell up. Well, I thought Gilbert was just going to upend him there. He'll take a yellow. He's taken one for the team there. There was only Tyrese Campbell on his own, and he was upended. And the yellow cards are flying out now. That's 4 we've had in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Subs have made a massive difference for Sheffield United.
So Tommy Conway's making way.
Yeah,
Dale Fry comes on.
Done well tonight. Annie Conway's been brilliant.
And also coming on, David Strelec. I've seen this guy play a couple of times. I've been mightily impressed. We are live over on Talksport. Welcome along to listeners on Talksport. What a game we've got here on Talksport 2. Middlesbrough were cruising at 2-0 up. Tommy Conway with a beautiful finish inside 19 minutes. And when Riley McGree headed in after the shot from Hackney at the post right at the end of the first half, Borough at 2-0 were cruising. But Sheffield United through Patrick Bamford, his 7th league goal of the season with 17 remaining. And all of a sudden, Neil Redfern, at Sheffield United 1, Middlesbrough 2. Sheffield United are on the charge and Borough are hanging on.
Yeah, they are hanging on. I just feel they took the foot off the pedal a little bit, Borough. That's been hypercritical, to be honest with you. They've been fantastic tonight, but to be fair, Sheffield United and Chris Wilder has rolled the dice. Subs have made a big difference. Campbell up alongside Bamford. Allowed Bamford the freedom to get himself in front of goal and get one back.
Yeah, we've got around about 15 minutes left here. A reminder, if Middlesbrough do hang on and win, they go top of the table as Bamford was almost in on goal. We play to a finish live on Talksport 2. Sheffield United 1, Middlesbrough 2. What an ending we have got here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. And this really only a precursor to what is a bumper week. 10 live Premier League commentaries across the network, then all the FA Cup 4th round action at the weekend. It really is a brilliant time to be a football fan on the Talksport network. Ball headed forward, Hackney chest sit on halfway. All of a sudden now Bamford's getting the better of Fry. Bamford turns, gets away from one, falls to the ground. Referee gives a free kick.
Just starting to get a bit ragged, Middlesbrough. Just lost the shape a little bit. They've replaced the whole front three, Whittaker, Conway and McCree off. They were the instigators of the first half and the 2-goal lead. Lost the potent threat. This is a backs against the wall defensive display now from Borough to try and get over the line.
Certainly is. And these are worrying times for Middlesbrough. We're cruising at 2-0. A point would take them level with Coventry, but Coventry would stay top of the table. So it's win, or they'll go to Coventry next Monday, second in the table. Free kick for Sheffield United. Harrison Burrows stands over it. He's going to whip it in towards the penalty spot. It's deep. It's a good ball in. Target's header is a good one. Middlesbrough looking to counter here from the edge of their own area. Hackney was clever. Now the ball on for Strelec over the toe. That's a bad tackle. That's a bad tackle from Rothwell. For me, that should have been a yellow card.
Yeah,
in fact, the referee's having to think about this, I think.
Yeah,
he's just given himself a minute, isn't he? That was a poor challenge.
Yeah, it was a fair distance away, wasn't it, the ref? I'm not sure he had too good a vision of this. Could be a red, definitely.
It is. Yeah. Joe Rothwell is sent off. It looked a poor tackle, Neil. At first glance, it was late. I'm not sure how high it was. In fairness to Alan Brown, he's trying to get up, but that was a poor tackle, and Joe Rothwell might just to let all the air out of the balloon that Sheffield United will start to pump up as they look for an equaliser.
Yeah, I mean, look, from the challenge point of view, there was no real look at the ball. It was always at the man, and he really charged across the field.
Here it is, Neil. The monitor will just see it again. This will tell us, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad. I don't think anyone can complain about that.
No, I mean, that's a leg breaker if he's not careful.
That was a really, really poor tackle.
Easy one for the ref.
Well, in fairness to the referee, he did well, because I'm with you. I don't think he had the best view of it. He gave him, he didn't panic, did he? He just walked over, assessed the situation. Clearly he's having words in his ear.
Yeah.
It was one of those where you almost saw the foul coming because he didn't want Brown to get away. He was willing to give a free kick away, but he's just gone in too high.
Well, he was never going to catch him in a foot race, and I think he obviously had that in his mind, but he's done his team a disservice there.
He has. Ball played over the top, so now Middlesbrough have got a goal advantage and a man advantage. Ball down the other end. Callum Britton can't get into the box. It's cleared away up towards halfway. Well, they've just got to roll the dice, haven't they, Sheffield United? 10 men or not, they've got to try and get a goal and get back into it. There's another tackle comes flying in from Hackney. It's all got a bit scruffy from a Middlesbrough point of view at the moment. They can't get the ball down, and they've got the lead, and they've got a man advantage.
Yeah, that front line is so important to them. And they've totally gone away from that now, totally been replaced. What they've brought on are good players, but nowhere near the ones that have gone off.
Yeah, here is Hackney, goes past one, he might get it back here. Oh, he does. Hackney's played in on goal. Tanganga, great challenge, and Hackney caught him. Referee gives a free kick. Everyone in red and white screaming for a card. I'm not sure there was a lot in that one. Tanganga just beat him to the ball, and it was a trip more than anything.
Yeah, it's nice and low. It's gone in low there, Aidan Hackney. Not really gone to injure the player. I mean, they can boo as much as they want, but it's the right decision.
Yeah, we're going to see one more change. Leo Helder, the former Leeds man, he's on loan from Sunderland, is about to come on for Sheffield United. Ball played forward. Here it's won by Middlesbrough, and it's a chance now for them just to play out from the back. So Joe Rothwell, on a sub at half-time, has been sent off on his debut. Not the impact he would have hoped to make.
No, I mean, you look at Middlesbrough as well, realistically, all they need to do now is make the pitch as big as they can and pass the ball. You know, switch it, make Sheffield United run.
Ball now played forward. They're looking for Brown, who's covered every blade of this pitch at Bramall Lane tonight. Ball won back by Sheffield United. They're going to get a chance at some point to level up this match. And they're going to get a throw-in level with the edge of the Middlesbrough penalty area. 2-1 Middlesbrough lead. Conway and McGree put Borough 2-0 up at half-time. Change made, and it's Harrison Burrows who comes off for Helder.
Like for like.
Yeah, they think they might have lost Sam McCallum for the rest of the campaign with a nasty ankle injury picked up at Millwall, and they moved to bring in a bit of left side cover. Leo Helder, who's not really had a look in at Sunderland, former Leeds player.
Tell you what, he's got a long throw, I know that.
Well, he's going to get a go now to use it. Middlesbrough, how's your nerves? 2-0 up now, 2-1. Inside the final 8 minutes. Going to be a bit of added on time as well. Ball launched towards the edge of the penalty area. It's flicked on. There's a chance. Bamford, can he spin on it? He's got it back to goal. He has spun on it. Oh, great challenge there. That is a goal-saving effort from Fry and Malander to smuggle it out for a corner.
I tell you what, you know, Mark, they've gone from dominating the game here in Middlesbrough to hanging on a little bit.
They are hanging on.
Yeah.
I think there's another goal in this, Neil.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's Sheffield United that get it.
He's got to keep this one in play. Gusama here on the right-hand side. Last one went out, in and out.
Yeah. You almost look at his angle of delivery, and it's almost... He's got to hook it back on himself, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Everybody's up here, barring the keeper for Sheffield United. Everybody back for the Borough. 2-1. Ball delivered in, near post, headed away by Middlesbrough. Clinging on at the moment. Ball now on this near side. Here is Andre Brooks on halfway. He's going to have to go back to his keeper. He's going to use his keeper. He's going to try and build from the back here. Ball back again. And it's in Cooper's possession. Launches it long. Middlesbrough have got 5 minutes plus added on time to survive. Tyrese Campbell trying to chase down. He did keep it in, but Solbrin was calm and just called Dale Fry and said, I'll have it. Here's target. Hayden Hackney doubled over there. I just wondered if he's struggling a little bit. Maybe picked up a bump in the midfield. I'm not surprised. He's been all over everything they've done. Here's Aidan Morris. If he looks up, he'll see Callum Britton down the right. There's not quite that go forward, is there, at the moment from Middlesbrough? Now they are just starting to pass the ball around. And, that was Brown. It was going straight to Strelec. He kicked it away. Strelec. And now he's going to let Cooper bring it up towards halfway.
Yeah, I think they've lost the balance and the potency up top, to be honest with you, by taking them three off. Handed the game to Sheffield United a little bit, to be honest with you.
Well, they have, and you'd have to say losing Rothwell hasn't really made any impact, has it? There's going to be another change. Jeremy Sarmiento will come on. That will certainly give them some pace up top.
Yeah, I just feel as well, I mean, they're all loaded up top anyway. They're going back to front really early now, Sheffield United. They got to, they're chasing the game. Got the goal back, and it's not going to change from now on in.
Well, you know what's coming. It's just a question of, can Sheffield United find a goal. 2-1. A game that Borough were cruising at 2-0. And we mentioned, did they want to be ruthless and go get a third? They were messing about a little bit, weren't they, in attacking positions? Yeah. And they might be made to pay for it, as Sol Bryn as well, actually. The ball, he almost yorked himself, to use a cricketing term. He came out to catch it, and it almost went underneath him, but he got everything behind it.
Yeah.
And Borough now, 3.5 minutes left of the 90. They lead 2-1. Coventry fans will be praying for an equaliser. Hackney chases the ball down but can't keep it in, and here comes the change for Middlesbrough. Jeremy Sarmiento at Brighton low knee. He's coming on for Aidan Morris. Morris, who's had another strong performance.
Yeah, he's been excellent, I think. The three midfield players have been so dominant.
Well, Aidan Morris couldn't leave the field any slower if he tried. But you can understand it.
Yeah.
Every club does it. And he's just trying to eke every second out of the clock he can. You're live on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. And what a blockbuster end of the season we've got in the Championship. Because regardless of what happens tonight, we will have the top two in action next Monday night, live on Talksport 2. As here now is Phillips. Oh, he had to pass on there. He couldn't find his teammate as Brown did well under pressure. Brooks was waiting for the pass that never came. Beautiful pass from Ayling. Strelec makes a run forward. Needed to be braver there, Middlesbrough. They needed to put the ball in behind Sheffield United, and they didn't.
Yeah, I think they've lost the mojo a little bit. Middlesbrough here, they're hanging on.
They are hanging on. As here's Bamford down the right-hand side, looking to earn his side. Oh, he's just overrun it. Goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, unlucky really. Trying to do the right thing. He's been outstanding tonight, by the way, Malanda. What a player. What a find that is.
Yeah. Well, they signed him from the MLS. When he had to play out the rest of the season there. He came back December. And now he's part of this Middlesbrough side. And as you said, he looks a very astute pickup.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him today. I think he's been outstanding.
Ball.
Tanganga as well at the side of him. The pair of them have been decent.
Yeah, Tanganga.
Yeah,
for Sheffield United. Yeah, and Malanda and Ayling, who's.
Well, you know what Ayling's going to give you. Spot on in here all the time. Effort and endeavour.
We're into the final few seconds of the 89th minute. Middlesbrough are trying to run every second out of this game, and who can blame them? This Championship, it ain't over till it's over. And all eyes will be on the fourth official. I'm sure Chris Wilder will have been into his ears saying, how long? Want a bit more than that. How long?
They are slowing it down out the air, but you can't blame them.
Well, every club in the world would do it, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
There's a ball down, and now it's a throw-in for Borough down by the corner flag. They're just eking seconds out of this game here. They're trying to take the sting out of Sheffield United's revival. Bamford's goal gave them hope with 17 left. Rothwell sending off, whilst it was disappointing, hasn't stopped Sheffield United's intent, but they haven't been able to pen Middlesbrough back. Sol Bryn hasn't really had a meaningful save second half to make yet. Might be called into action or he might not, as that's out for a corner, and Middlesbrough now eking out every second they can. Fourth official has got the numbers plugged into the board. He's down below us here. We're right at the back of the main stand at Bramall Lane. And we await to see. I think he said 5. Chris Wilder's saying, are you serious? He's saying yes. Was it 5 or was it 4? It was 5.
Yeah. I tell you what, they've done brilliant to keep the ball in the corner down at Edinburgh. Just to take the heat out of the situation. This one's not coming in the box anytime soon either. It's going short.
No, if I were Dale Fry, I'd be promptly getting away from the edge of the penalty area and running back inside my own half. And that's what he's done because they played it short.
He's heard you.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry to disappoint you, Dale, but it's not going in the penalty area now. What they have, they hold. They've got 4.5 minutes left. You're live on Talksport 2 in another huge weekend of live sporting action across the Talksport network. What a way to kick off the week. Monday night in the Championship. And we're seeing potentially the new league leaders, Middlesbrough. They're teeing up a blockbuster again next Monday night. The big game's coming thick and fast. We mentioned next Monday, Macclesfield Brentford in the FA Cup as well. What a night. Need the app so you don't miss any of the live sporting action across the Talksport network. Right, boom or bust for Sheffield United. Long they go from Cooper. There's Dale Fry, wins the header. Picked up on halfway. Sarmiento couldn't bring it down though. And now the ball on halfway, and it's played back across to the near side. Bindon has it. Will they get one chance, Sheffield United? Here's Sariki now. He's gone past target like he's not there. Into the edge of the area. Well, he stumbled. Was he fouled on the edge of the box? He lost his balance.
I tell you what, it's definitely a foul. I mean, the foul was committed outside the box, but it's definitely a foul.
He's trying to stay on his feet, hasn't he?
Yeah.
In doing so, he's fallen. I know it sounds a daft thing. If he'd just gone down, I'm with you. The referee blows his whistle.
Yeah. Too honest.
Yeah, he has been too honest there. We've now played nearly 2 of the added on 5, minimum added on 5. Ayling, did he handle that? Look, oh, there's the Ayling flop. We've seen that a million times, Neil Redfern, you and I covering Leeds in the past. Any touch, he falls down and wins a free kick. He's prolific.
Yeah, a little bit of cramp as well, just to kill the time a little bit more.
Well, there's a yellow card. I think someone said something out of turn there in the heart of the midfield for Sheffield United. I think it might be Harmer that has gone in the book. I think he's gone in the book for dissent.
Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? It's frustrating for the Sheffield United players. Starting to get a little bit of steam, a little bit of momentum going. And they'll just kill it off. But I mean, they managed these last moments quite well, Middlesbrough, I have to say. I think they've gone off the boil second half, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Don't think the subs have helped.
No. They maybe, with hindsight, might have been better going all out for the third goal. It sounds greedy, doesn't it? But Sheffield United were always going to ask questions at the other end at some point. Good skill there, but they've given it away. But it's a free kick. Referee will blow the whistle. And we have had over 2.5 of the minimum 5. So Sheffield United are running out of time here.
Yeah, this is going to go right on the edge of the box, isn't it?
You would think so. Fry, Ayling and Malanda all wait for this to head it away to safety. Can Sheffield United force one more chance? They'd ideally want it to fall to Patrick Bamford. It's wide on the right. They've got it here. Tyler Bindon plays the ball in behind Target. Sariki, good challenge there from Target, but it's out for a corner. Here come the Blades.
Yeah, this is it. Now or never.
Cooper's coming up. He's coming up. Well, after the shenanigans we saw at Anfield yesterday, is there a breakaway goal on? Is there a goal at either end still on here? Cooper's bobbing about. How weird is this? They've both got all yellow goalkeeping strips on the goalies.
That can't be right, surely.
It can't be, can it? They literally stood in front of each other. Where's the goalkeeper gone? This is ridiculous. What an ending this would be. In front of the cop. Well, Solbrin's pushing away Michael Cooper. Ball comes into the box, headed downwards. It was a header from Tanganga, but it's wide. And maybe the panic over for Middlesbrough, who are seconds away now. The Borough fans roar like they've just scored down the other end. There's still a minute. There'll probably be a little bit longer as well than that to go. At the behest of Gavin Ward, the referee. But what a brilliant game. First half outstanding. Conway and McGree with the goals. Sheffield United, credit to them, have come back. Bamford's goal, a beautiful finish as well on 73 minutes. Made it a grandstand ending, but Middlesbrough have rather seen their way. Although here there's another free kick for Strelec there. The ball was over his head. He's been deemed to have impeded the Sheffield United player. Cooper's got a free kick here between the edge of the penalty area and the halfway line. And they're going to hoist it forward. We have played now 4 minutes 50 seconds of the minimum 5 added on. This is it. They have to score on this attack, you feel. Here comes Cooper. Sends it long. It's a decent delivery. There's players down everywhere. Good header from Malanda. And it's hacked into the stand here. Now, how long is Gavin Ward going to add on?
Yeah, brilliant Malanda again. He's right in the thick of things when he needed. Long throw.
Here we go. Leo Helder. Here comes Cooper again. Ball into the 6-yard box. It's decent delivery. It's bouncing around. Cooper with a challenge. That was a dangerous tackle. He'll say he won it. Doesn't matter. Referee blows the whistle. And Middlesbrough are at the top of the championship. 11 weeks ago, they were 10 points behind the leaders, Coventry. But now they sit top of the table. And their next fixture is against Coventry City. Middlesbrough came here to Bramall Lane, took an early lead with a wonderful Tommy Conway finish. Riley McGree headed in after Hayden Hackney's shot hit the upright. right at the end of the first half, and at 2-0 Borough looked home and hosed. But Sheffield United, credit to them, they made changes. They brought on Rothwell and they brought on Calvin Phillips, and Patrick Bamford give them hope with a lovely finish, firing past Saul Bryn to make it 2-1 with 17 remaining. Rothwell saw red for a really poor challenge on Alan Brown, but Sheffield United threw everything at it. But in the end, they fell short. And you have to say now that their promotion hopes are dangling by the thinnest of threads. But it's more than a thread that the Middlesbrough fans are hanging on to. Thousands of them singing away to our left. They set up that blockbuster tie with Frank Lampard's Coventry on Monday Night Live and exclusive on Talksport 2, because Borough now are top of the pile. They're top of the Championship and dreaming of a Premier League return. Job done here. 6 league wins on the spin for the Borough. They've beaten Sheffield United. It ends Sheffield United 1, Middlesbrough 2.
Yes, Borough just peeking through the trapdoor and asking if there might be room for a little one, because they are very much interested in a place in the Premier League next year. It is a fantastic result for Kim Hellberg and his players. He runs out into the pitch to embrace them. The Borough fans are going absolutely crazy. They're 1 point clear of Coventry at the top of the Championship. The two meet next week. Actually, they're 7 points above third place Ipswich Town, although the Tractor Boys have a game in hand. That feels like a healthy gap in terms of automatic promotion. Up next for the Blades is a trip to Portsmouth. They stay 16th. They're 8 points off the top 6, 7 points above the drop zone. It felt like they gave it everything in the second half, but in the end Borough had a little bit too much. How big a result is that tonight, Neil, for Middlesbrough?
Yeah, it's a massive result. You know, the second half was much closer than the first half. Thought they were magnificent in the first half. Their attacking intent, their ability, the quality to finish, their awareness around the box, really there for everybody to see. And they blew Sheffield United away first half. Second half, you know, they put them under the cosh, didn't have the same intensity, and the Blades cashed in on that. And when they got one back, it was such a match then, from then to the final whistle. But both sides played the part in such a tremendous encounter. Brilliant game.
Yeah, brilliant pass from Gus Harmer to put Patrick Bamford in for his goal, and he put it away with his right foot in style. But it wasn't to be in terms of coming back into the game. The red card for Joe Rothwell didn't help them either. I mean, he's absolutely clattered Alan Brown and probably fairly sent off. But there are positives still that Chris Wilder can take from his side's performance.
Yeah, I thought they made a game of it second half. You know, it was a different style of play, if you like, more direct, more physical. They got the ball up the pitch. You know, they just took the foot off the pedal a little bit, Middlesbrough, and they let Sheffield United into the game. And to be honest with you, they can count themselves unlucky perhaps at the death that they didn't poke an equaliser in. But as it is, they got the deserved wins, Middlesbrough, and they were brilliant tonight. You've got to give them credit.
All roads lead to the CBS Arena. How much are you looking forward to Coventry versus Middlesbrough next Monday evening here on Talksport 2?
Yeah, brilliant. These are what the Championship's made of. Top quality players playing, you know, with height and passion, and it's made for a fantastic encounter tonight. And the next one on Monday is going to be even better, I'm sure.